Hey, look who's here.
Hello.
I feel like I just saw you a few days ago.
It seems like that.
Hey there
It
to
does.
everyone. We
It definitely
just saw
does.
Heroes, and if we missed you,
And if you didn't make it, well, that's your problem. If next time,
Exactly.
Heroes is fun. Everybody, if you haven't been, it's Heroes is a great art collector hangout show. A lot of fun.
we were just bemoaning backstage before this that not enough CAF people showed up. So next year, let's fix that.
Exactly. We got to have an organized effort of some kind that gets people back. We did that, right after the pandemic. Remember, we had those. I mean, Micah, you weren't with us at that time, but remember those two events at the Abari Bar that they had.
Oh yeah, those are so much fun.
Evening.
Those
That
were
was
fun.
fun.
I miss those.
It was an easy way to kind of kick off the show, right?
Yeah, that was fun.
Everything got started, and
A bar
Yeah.
with video games and stuff and stuff. It was that was
small machines, plenty of drink tickets to go around. Yeah, that was fun. So, did you have a good show?
Yeah, show was good. A lot of fun. Talked to a lot of people. Did a lot of showing off of some of the stuff we're going to show off here tonight. And business was good. It's lively. Heroes is one of the best shows. It's one of the most fun shows, and it continues to be that.
Well,
It was a busy year for us, but it was very good.
It was nice. I saw Derek was coming. It was nice to talk to Derek a little bit. And it's always fun to see the regulars, especially the regulars who are like active in the CAF community. So that's always fun.
exactly. Did you run into Rich Cirillo? He was always dressed in Nick gear the whole weekend.
Saw
I don't think he changed.
him a little bit. Hey man, we got to represent. We did much less like socializing in the evenings because there was at least one basketball game during the show that was required viewing for people who live here. So and it was fun. It was fun. It was a good time. Watching sports with a crowd is always more fun. So
I would agree. About the only time I watch sports, I'm sitting here alone, so I have no one to cheer with.
no, if I was home, I would have been watching it in my apartment. It would have been nice to be in New York for the all the hoopla afterwards, but still,
That's what the parade is for on Thursday.
I'll be in the office. But
Nowhere near the parade.
no,
Okay.
thankfully, no. It's going to be nuts. And good for the Knicks. It's been a long time.
Well, I remember when the Indians in like 1997 or something won their first playoff series in a long time. I was living in really close to downtown, so I remember I got out on my front porch and screamed, and you could hear people throughout the city screaming. There was something very similar to that. With
Yeah.
you and
I mean, the Knicks, have gotten real close a few times, and it's as a sports fan, I know how depressing that can be over years and years and years of getting close but not winning. As a long-suffering New York Mets fan, I know what that feels like.
So
Not
does,
years, but it's 40 years now.
well, I don't has the tribe hasn't ever won anything, So I think I
Cleveland
got at least
won.
there, and the Cleveland Browns. No, we got to the World Series twice.
Oh,
in the
that's
90s, but
yeah. I feel but that's
Oh,
sports.
three.
You appreciate winning when you've suffered through losing.
exactly.
You lose a bunch of auctions, it makes when you win one so much more exciting.
Yes. Hey, you've got some good stuff in this auction. I got to see some of it on your back wall in Heroes.
It did. This is it's by far the largest auction we've ever had. It's right around 600 pieces. The level of quality, I think, is very high. We're going to look at a lot of them tonight as much as we can, but we are not going to get to a lot.
There are things that would have been in the first half hour of this show in previous auctions that we may not get to.
Yes.
So definitely go through the auction. We always say this, but really this time, go through the auction. There is lots of great stuff.
There's lots of good stuff that we will not be showing off tonight, just because we don't want to do a 3 or 4 hour show, because that would be a lot.
Tell us in the comments if you want a 3 or 4 hour show.
Please don't.
Yes, it won't be tonight, but it could be the next time. But
Exactly.
but yes, there's lots to go through. I even saw
Yes, the auction ends next Thursday, June 25th, beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern, as usual. The format is as normal. Everything counts down with the Counter resets to 3 minutes with every bid, and things end when there's no bids for 3 minutes. And same as always, any questions, if anybody has any questions or issues, Harry and I will both be in the office during the auction to assist.
Yes, Micah's email is on screen down there, and my email is harrisonk@comicconnect.com. Same structure. So email either one of us, call the office. We'll be here.
But yeah, you want to kick this off? Want to kick this off with some
Yeah.
we start with some pretty heavy hitters.
Some choices. Marcus and Alberto both would love to have longer shows. Maybe they can come out in 2 hours. Then
Marcus just wants to look at Timothy Chalamet over here for 9 hours.
You know, you can look at the real one. He's more attractive.
Just watch the Knicks. Just watch the Knicks games and watch Harry up courtside.
Right, no matter what, where they're playing, he is front court.
It's true.
Let's see. All right. So Rich says as long as you have his 16 pieces, he's fine. Okay. I guess this has
Is it 16? I'm sure we've got some of them. We definitely have some of them.
Yeah, we'll get to some.
I'm not going to tell everybody which ones they are because
we don't do that.
We don't do that.
But let's kick things off. We got a lot to cover. So let's jump right in with this one. This is Bernie Wrightson. This is the cover to House of Mystery 195. If you were at Heroes, you probably saw this one. People could not stop talking about it, and for good reason. It is one of Wrightson's best covers, one of his most famous. Relatively early, actually, 1971. He had only been a pro for a couple of years. And then, obviously, this is the famous Swamp Thing prototype story issue of House of Mystery that's got a swamp creature story by Wrightson. But yeah, just an incredible cover. We're really happy to have this one. I don't know. Anything else to add?
It's just, we had at least a couple people over the weekend were looking at it and had asked if it was the original or like a recreation. And I was like, no, that's the real deal, man. It's beautiful. It's really, it's astonishing drawing. It's the work of a real artist. The way I described it to somebody over the weekend was that you see a lot of covers and they look like an artist who got a job and they did that job, and that's fine. That's the nature of doing this. This looks like a piece of art by an artist that just happened to be used for a comic book. It's really beautiful. I'm
seeing some questions in the comments. I'll hold it up a little closer. The background is in fact all pencil, so this is part of what Micah was talking about there. It's the variation in technique. It's unusual for a comic book cover, but Wrightson was always one to push that. The House of Secrets 92 is ink wash, but it gives it this real variation in texture between the brushwork in the foreground and the pencil in the background. There's some pen lines in the bat. It's really, really interesting.
If the background were ink and the shadows were all in black, you would lose the power of the central image.
Yes, and wash. I'm seeing someone saying that they thought it was wash. I can see, on the published one, it's hard to tell, but you wouldn't get this same elegance and variation in texture from wash that you get from the pencil. It's really, really confident technique from Wrightson very early in his career.
Wrightson's probably barely 20 years old at this point.
Something like that.
22 maybe.
And it's hard to imagine looking at this that this is a guy who would go on to get better, but he did. I mean, just one of the best artists that comics has ever had, and willing to pull from all avenues for inspiration. Studied deeply the comic strip artists like Alex Raymond and Frazetta and things like that. Just a great array.
Also the great illustrators of the 20th century.
Yeah.
Wrightson, he's one of the best ever. This is one of his best. It's really fabulous. It was a joy when it came in.
Yeah, every time I look at this, I just end up staring at it for a little while.
There's a few pieces like that in this auction where it's like, ooh, that's real good drawing. It's like just of some exceptionally well crafted pieces in this auction.
Nice try, Alberto. It's not how this show works. You'll have your chance next week.
Plenty of stuff in this auction for you, Alberto. We'll get to it.
All right, that one we're gonna put that back there. You can keep looking at it. It's gonna be right behind us.
Next one. This is another one that's really special. This John Romita. Can you see here? This is from Spider-Man number 50, the Spider-Man No More, first appearance of the Kingpin. So this page is after Spider-Man had quit being Spider-Man.
He jumps in to save an old guy who's getting mugged in an alley, and it sort of reminds him of Uncle Ben and his origin and why he became Spider-Man.
So this page here is flashing back to his, his first sort of time as Spider-Man, his origin as Spider-Man. You got Uncle Ben and sort of a retelling of Uncle Ben's death. And this page, this is the first time John Romita ever did Spider-Man's origin. It's really just beautiful. Large art, which Romita only did like 12 issues or so.
Yeah, it started with 39. It went to...
Oh, so maybe it was like 20 issues. 60-ish.
So we're in the mid-60s. It went to the standard size.
So it was, it's very difficult to find large art Romita Spider-Mans. It's even more difficult to find pages from key issues. And this is one of the most key of Romita's. It's really just remarkable. Beautiful drawing, beautiful content. And this is, Romita and Mike Esposito.
It's also, this is one of the pivotal stories, not just because it's the first appearance of the Kingpin, like that's important in comics history. Kingpin is a fantastic villain, but this is one of the stories that defines who Spider-Man is and why he keeps going back to the identity and the responsibility, despite what it costs him, is that he realizes that he is the only person who can do that. And this is him kind of recognizing that for the first time, that no matter there's not another Spider-Man if he quits, right? That someone has to do.
There wasn't then anyway.
Yeah, give him a few years.
But yeah, it's super cool to see pieces like this, and it's one of the privileges of doing this for a living.
Just to continue in that vein for
some more Romita Spideys.
This one's a little later. This is from Amazing Spider-Man 108. So Romita came back to the title for a couple of issues, 108 and 109, which he considered to be the best and his favorite Spider-Man stories that he ever drew. The artwork in them is really remarkable, and this page is great. You got Spider-Man sort of swinging onto a rooftop and then changing his costume, getting his Peter Parker clothes on, and then it cuts over here to Aunt May and Harry Osborn. Just, a little bit of the supporting cast, which is another sort of defining feature of that Spider-Man run, one of the things that made it so enjoyable.
But as perfect a Romita Spidey panel as you'll find in that first panel. It's really beautiful.
And then one more Romita Spider-Man page. This time it's Romita layouts, Don Heck pencils, and Mike Esposito inks. This is from Amazing Spider-Man 63, and it's the two Vultures, Adrian Toomes and Blackie Drago. And Toomes is kind of explaining his recovery from his illness, and then they both take wing. There are only a couple of issues during the Romita run that he didn't do all of the work for. So this is one of those where Don Heck jumped in on pencils over Romita's
Still
layouts.
A great pre-issue 100 Spider-Man page, and those are becoming increasingly difficult to find.
And Vulture is, the second Spider-Man villain. He made his first appearance in Spider-Man 2. He's been there since the beginning, and is just a really, really interesting and fun character.
And this next one's going to hit the nostalgia zone for a lot of people, right around my age. So this is from the sadly never completed and never published first attempt at the Justice League Avengers crossover. It's from 1983. So after Marvel had done all the crossovers in the 70s, Superman, Spider-Man, Batman, Hulk, things like that, we were building towards this big Justice League Avengers crossover that was going to be drawn by George Perez. They went so far as to even put together this promotional piece for it, which was the cover to
Comics Interview number 6, the David Anthony Kraft magazine.
And so that was, pimping this whole project and generating excitement. And you got this beautiful Perez cover, recently homaged by Alex Ross. And this is the only piece of published art that ever made it from that series. It was sadly never completed.
It got fouled up by editorial trouble early on enough in the process that the interview in this issue of Comics Interview actually is about what got fouled up in the editorial process. It's a lot of Perez explaining that this was his dream job. He had campaigned to draw the Avengers. He had campaigned to draw the Justice League. And when he heard that this was a possibility, he campaigned as hard as he ever did to draw the crossover.
Which he did eventually get to do just like 15 years later. Something like that. But no, this is a great piece. Just a ton, dense drawing by Perez. The full Avengers lineup, the full Justice League lineup facing off in classic sort of teams face off against each other fashion.
What I love about
pencils endings by Perez.
Yes. What I love about a piece like this from Perez, and he's one of the few artists that was ever able to accomplish this, is that it can be dense. And I mean, it's this square, right? All of this was title and logo. So this is the art down here, and you've got to be what, like 30 characters crammed in there, and each and every one of them is identifiable by their silhouette and by the details of their costume, and has a readable facial expression. Like, he was able to put all of that detail there, put all of these characters there, and not lose what made it, each of these characters interesting. It's really special and took a real talent.
Absolutely. And while this is the only finished piece of artwork from the original Justice League Adventures, Justice League Avengers,
he did start drawing the story. He got approval to start working before
I believe he penciled somewhere between 15 and 20 pages.
I believe it was 21 or 22 pages. This page is a special one. It is the first page. He was working in order, so it's the first 21 or 22 pages sequentially. This is the first page in the story to feature characters from both the Marvel and DC universes. So this has the Avengers here at the top confronting Kang, and then it cuts to the Justice League Watchtower, and there is Elongated Man at the control panel. So this is the first time that a DC character and a Marvel character appear on the same page in this story. So really, really special piece for any fans of those inter-universe crossovers that have recently returned to the spinner rack, or would have if there were still spinner racks. But they reprinted the Perez one recently. That's what Alex Ross homaged that cover for. But they've also done some new DC Marvel crossovers, which I never thought I would see. So that's exciting. And you can return to this one.
Yep, pretty cool. So the battle for what my favorite piece in this auction is, there's a few contenders, but this next one is high up on that list.
For me as well.
So
Me too.
This is one of only 4 covers created by Mobius for Marvel Comics. Famously, obviously, the 2 Silver Surfer issues. He also did a cover to an issue of Marvel Age that was promoting the Silver Surfer series. And then this one, which is the only one that doesn't feature the Silver Surfer. And this one is, this is the cover to Marvel Tales number 253. And this features Spider-Man and Morbius the Living Vampire, and it is beautiful. It's hard to put to words what looking at Mobius art that's this good feels like. And it's got everything you'd want. Like it's very Mobius-y sensibilities, really like identifiably drawn characters, like expressive and loose, but also, like figurative and tight. It's some perfect drawing. This it's just fabulous. Mobius drawing Morbius just makes all the sense in the world.
I love the choice in how to draw Morbius as well. He was often drawn more human, and this makes him more sort of animalistic. It's really frightening and striking, which was just a good choice to make that deviation from the standard design for the character. Shows that Marvel trusted Mobius to take that kind of liberty with their character, because that they knew that they were working with someone who understood how to create a really striking cover. And just to answer questions that people have had, the credits on this cover it's Mobius and our French artist named Sylvain Despretz, who was one of his assistants and apprentices around this time. Who was working with him when Mobius made the jump to animation.
And the way when we see a comic book cover with two signatures on it, we assume pencil or inker. That is not how the French work. It's not how they worked on this piece. And if you go to the website and look at the description for this piece, there's a note from Despretz kind of explaining the way they worked on this. And basically they worked side by side. So they, penciled it sort of in unison. Mobius did a prelim. They tightened that up for the finish. And then they would ink back and forth with Mobius, according to Despretz, Mobius inking all of the sort of major parts. So Mobius inked Spider-Man, Mobius inked Morbius. He said everywhere where there's white paint, white and Morbius with some white paint up here in this gargoyle, everywhere where there's white paint is Mobius. Despretz said it's a technique that he himself never ever used in his career. So the likelihood is that Despretz, being Mobius's assistant at the time and learning the process, would have likely been relegated to background duties, which is not entirely uncommon, and was given the credit, I think, more as a courtesy from Mobius than as any indication that he had a major hand in the creation of the piece.
Even to the extent that, and we can't show it here, it's just not possible to get it close enough to the camera, but check it out on the website. If you know Mobius at all, you kind of know his handwriting. Both signatures, both his and Despretz's, are in his handwriting. So
right.
he inked both signatures on this piece.
Right. It's because so there's some people being like, well, that's not why Mobius didn't ink that. It's like, yeah, but he did. By and large, he did. It's extraordinary. It's instantly recognizable as a Mobius piece, and I love it very much. I would like to bring it home with me, but I can't. But somebody will be able to in about a week. Beautiful piece.
Why didn't we get more Mobius Marvel work?
According to Despretz, this is, I think, mentioned a little bit in his little note in the description. Mobius didn't really like doing the work for Marvel. It's not something he enjoyed as much as doing his own work. And I think he did it, the stuff he did was done more as a way to sort of get his name out there and his work out there to an American audience. I
think he also appreciated Stan Lee as a figure in comic books. And so he wanted to work with him on that story. But I think his interest in, becoming a regular artist in American comics was limited.
I think he was a guy who was used to working basically on his own, doing things however he wanted to do them. And that's just not the way like a company like Marvel would have been working at that time. There would have been a lot of editorial input that he was probably not too keen on. But the work he did do for Marvel is incredible. The Silver Surfer stuff is amazing. The painted posters he did are amazing. Mm-hmm. This cover is great. We're lucky to have gotten as much as we did. A lot of European artists, especially back in the 80s, never came over and did anything. So
and even now, a lot of their work is just not available here in the U.S., at least not widely. So
so there's a shocking amount of Mobius work that isn't available in English right now. But that's a beautiful piece. I'm excited to see how it ends up next week. And somebody's going to love it. So whoever ends up with it is going to love it. It's just a question of what that'll cost them. We'll find out.
Well, do your best to encourage them to post it to Comic Art Fans after.
I will. We'll see who wins it.
All right. We just know it won't be you, and it won't be
me. That's one thing's for sure. It will not be me, sadly. Next, this is a pretty cool one. This is first appearance. So we got a first appearance alert. So this is from Omega Men number 3 by Keith Giffen. This is the very first panel page from Omega Men 3 that features Lobo. So Lobo, set to make his feature film debut, like less than 2 weeks now, right?
Next week, like
the day after the auction. Lobo will be
completely coincidental.
Yeah. No, it's shocking how that happens. But yeah, so this is Lobo's first appearance. He enters the scene in very Lobo fashion. He pops his hand through a wall, grabs the guy by the neck, and then murders him. And then at the bottom, murders another guy. So Lobo was basically Lobo right from the very beginning. He
He gets funnier. He's not always this serious about his murder. Sometimes he's funny when he
developed as a character over the years, but this is how it all started, and it's pretty great. You don't see pieces like this very often. These like first page appearances of major character. Lobo's a major character.
Lobo is a major character, not necessarily in the universe, but his popularity among fans is baked in at this point.
And it's a good first appearance page. It's not just like he pops in for a panel and, it's like, oh yeah, he becomes like the character that 5 years from now. But this is, he doesn't dress the same, doesn't quite look the same, but he's recognizably Lobo. His face is pretty similar. And Giffen, I think
that's the other thing is that Giffen is the creator of Lobo. Obviously, he drew this page, but also the recognizable Lobo comics, the popular ones that really created the Lobo that we know today, were also by Giffen. And so it's not like it took a different person coming in to make Lobo the character that has resonated with fans for so long. That was the creator just continuing to develop the character that he introduced.
Mm-hmm. And it's pretty cool. So this also
visitors to the Comic Art Fans website will recognize this as our advertising banner.
That's true. We did turn this
exactly, and it's got a homage. Well, is it an homage? What would we call it? I mean, that's Hembeck in there, but he's called Humbeck.
That is almost definitely done on purpose.
It's totally done on purpose.
From his last cartoon, yeah.
I've got Fred on the show on Saturday. I was going to show this piece to him just to remind him of this moment.
That's funny. I
got parodied.
That is funny. We all love Fred Hembeck.
I'll ask him about it.
You should.
I'll say, did he tell you he was doing this?
We sadly can't ask Giffen anymore.
Right.
But all right, we got a couple other Lobo pieces real quick.
Two Lobo pieces. This one is by Martin Emmond, whose art you don't see it a lot, but it's really nice.
Very beautiful drawing.
Lobo Dead Man, the Brave and the Bald. But you got just a nice Lobo page here. This is more that like 90s Lobo that we all recognize. And then this is from the Lobo ongoing series. You'll recognize an early Ariel Olivetti before the sort of digital painting era of his artwork. But just really good ink work. I never really associate him with ink work because I'm so familiar with the painting, but he's very good at it. And I like this one a lot. Yep. So this is from Lobo 63.
So yeah, a couple Lobo pieces ahead of him because get in on some Lobo action before he becomes a movie star. Because we all know that if this movie is successful, and by all accounts it looks quite good, there will be a Lobo movie or a Lobo TV show, or there will be a Lobo something.
Christmas special.
Yeah, there you go. The what was the comic called? Paramilitary Christmas Special. They should just do that. Next, another. There's a lot of stuff in this auction that is uncommon, like art that you just don't see for sale very often. At least not very good examples. And I think this is a great example of that because this is the best Batman: The Long Halloween page that I've ever had a chance to represent. And one of the best pages maybe from the entire series.
It's probably the biggest image of Batman in the whole series. So don't quote me on that because I haven't measured them or anything, but it's rare to see a page from this book this good, especially because he's got all the sort of trinkets that were left at the scenes of the murders. He's holding the 22.
That's what
talking about Harvey Dent. Like the story is starting to gel at this point in the series. This is from issue 7. It's really, really spectacular. And Sale just, he was still figuring out his style at this point, and he just got better and better and better as the series went on, and you can see that here.
And I love that it connects to the whole series with the different totems from the different holiday killings. You got the jack-o'-lantern there, and it's just beautiful drawing. I mean, Sale is. You see it's Tim Sale, you're going to see some good drawing. This is a very good even for Sale, and just a great image of Batman. Beautiful from a distance, like really well composed, good black-white balance. Just really fantastic example. As good an example as a Long Halloween interior page as you'll likely ever see, and it's another one that will find a new home next week.
Beautiful.
We got here, we've become somewhat known for selling these, I suppose. But this is a splash page from The Walking Dead #2. This is page 2 of the issue, kind of Rick setting out on his journey to meet up with and try to discover other survivors.
Looking for his family.
He's trying to find his family, and this scene, he's I think the car has run out of gas now, and he has to set out and find a new way of getting around. He's just kind of walking at this point, but it's him in his classic cop uniform.
This would be the point in the series where he really finds himself alone. So up until this point, he's had sort of figured out his environment and figured out, what was going on with the world, and he ran into some other people and sort of dealt with that. This was him leaving that and venturing out to go search for his family. And now he finds himself without even a working vehicle, and he has to go make his way on foot into an unknown world at this point for him.
Yeah, leaving the vehicle, I think it's one of the last things that connects him to the world that he knew before. And so it's him sort of taking a step into this unfamiliar world. He can't navigate it in the way that he knew before. And so really the last thing that he has that he can take with him is his outfit, his uniform that connects him to the life he had before.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of uniforms.
Yeah, talking about uniforms that connect you to your previous life. This is Ron Frenz and Joe Rubinstein from Amazing Spider-Man 259. So 7 issues after the first appearance of the black suit. This is the classic one last mission with the original costume. I forget exactly what the cover text is, but it's something like that. And Spidey brings his original red and blue uniform out of retirement for one last job. And here he is suiting up, getting ready.
Like a really good page by Friends showing the little intricate details of what it's like to put on the Spider-Man suit, ending with him pulling the mask over his face. A real beautiful page.
Friends, just a really great artist in this time period, and I think Rubinstein does a really nice job. It's very slick, and I really like this page, and it's a really effective use of these small panels.
Yep.
Moving on to another of Micah's favorite pieces.
So the next 3 of them, honestly. So this is the cover to Doom Patrol number 95. This is by Bob Brown, who did most of the early Doom Patrol covers.
Yeah, a lot of them, and some of their appearances in other titles.
Right. And what this represents, aside from just being a cool, 60s Doom Patrol cover, this is the only known surviving example of twice up Doom Patrol cover. Which is, it's a little sad, but it's great that this one exists. And it's cool that it's the only one. It's one of those, all art is special because all art is unique. And to have the only example of something is even more special.
If you have another Twice Up Doom Patrol cover, tell us about it next Friday.
Yes, exactly. This also features the second appearance of the classic Animal, Vegetable, Mineral Man. And he's got, Elastigirl in his little flower arm and Negative Man in his tentacle arm, and it's just the Doom Patrol were fantastic. I love them very much through all their eras. And this here in the water here, that is not Robot Man, that is the Chief in a robot suit, for reasons that I couldn't remember off the top of my head. But it's the Doom Patrol, so something weird happened. I love this comic. I love this cover. It's just fantastic. And if that wasn't enough, we also have 2 pages from classic Doom Patrol artist Bruno Premiani, whose work is incredibly difficult to find, especially his Doom Patrol work. So this is the title page from Doom Patrol 111. And you've got Negative Man here, the Chief, and just Negative Man, becoming and then his negative form. Just some great work here from Premiani. And then another page, this is from Doom Patrol 119, and just a fabulous Robot Man page, but also with Negative Man and Elastigirl and the Chief down here.
Yeah, so you do get the whole team here.
And Premiani's drawing on this page is really really working at his top level. It's like beautiful inking. Premiani penciled and inked his own work. This is a great example of that. Just really good, beautiful Silver Age DC drawing by a guy who stood out from a lot of the other DC artists who kind of worked in a similar style.
There's a softness to his brush line that you don't see a lot from that sort of Carmine Infantino, Murphy Anderson style that dominated at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So these pages are instantly identifiable as Premiani, who was one of the most talented artists working in his era. I love Silver Age DC art overall, don't get me wrong, but Premiani feels different and it's really special.
And there's not a huge amount of these pages that survives, which is why people fight over them. But these are both really great.
We're going to move through another little batch.
Let's go across the pond.
Yes. So we've got a batch of 2000 AD Judge Dredd pieces by various artists. This one is really special. This is from Prague number 182. It's from 1980. So it's
You're going to want to pull this one up, Bill, if you can, just because the detail is a lot.
This is Brian Boland. It's from the classic Block Party storyline of Judge Dredd. Got this vertical panel here with this sort of war breaking out between these tower blocks.
And there's like all these like kind of like zip lines or like, you know, going from building to building and people just like traveling across these cables. And then Judge Dredd's are great. Those are great comics.
And then this panel here, I love the Judge Dredd silhouette in the top corner. Just really effective use of light. You can really feel the directional lighting from behind Dredd. Something that is just really exceptional about these comics. It's just really, really good work.
And Boland really, I mean, he really came into his own on Dredd, and this is him like working at his peak. It's like 1981, 80. I mean, it's just Boland he was born with a pen in his hand. It seems he's so good, so good. This is a great one. You see less and less of these over time too. But
sticking with the theme, we've got
going back a few years.
Yeah, so this is from 1976 or 1977. It's not 100% certain, but this is the very first, and there's a letter included attesting to this, the very first drawing of Judge Dredd.
By Carlos Esguerra.
Yes, so Carlos Esguerra, who drew the first Judge Dredd story and most of the early ones, did this drawing, sort of working out the design for Judge Dredd and the Lawmaster. You can see there's this reference of a Harley Davidson who's trying to figure out what the motorcycle should look like. He did this.
Yeah, then the motorcycle would change. The helmet would obviously change. But like it's already here identifiably Judge Dredd. And it's cool to get something from like the genesis of a character that has been enduring now for nearly 50 years.
Yeah, Judge Dredd turns 50 in 2 years.
Yeah, 2 years.
So this drawing, which may be 50 years old already, you can see the character beginning to take shape here. It's 80% of the way there. If you're a Judge Dredd fan, that would be, I think, the piece. It'd be like having like Steve Ditko's first drawing of Spider-Man. And he's not on the cover of the first appearance, so this is about as good an introductory image as has ever existed.
Yeah, really, it's really cool. It's just it's stuff like this. Just getting to see stuff like this is a lot of fun. This is a great one. And there's more. We got a 2000 AD cover. This is Prague 362. This is 1984. This is by Brett Ewins.
There's another classic 2000 AD artist who did a lot of really great work on Judge Dredd.
And there's a classic image of Judge Dredd on the Wallmaster. It's great. It's like tearing through Mega City 1.
And this is really that like peak Judge Dredd period. Like so all of the best storylines happened in that sort of late 70s to mid 80s time period. Like the ones that people really remember as classic Dredd stories.
And just the great like off panel on your bike Dredd. Great. Very British, even though Mega City 1 is in America. It's all right. And lastly, not lastly, two more Dredd pieces.
This one is a Judge Dredd daily strip by Ron Smith. This
1985.
Yeah, 1985. So again, right in that mid 80s period.
Judge Dredd was so popular in England that he had a newspaper comic,
which must have been a strange thing. You're a kid, you're reading your Andy Cap or whatever, and then suddenly there's this science fiction story about this sadistic policeman blowing people up. But just great drawing. I mean, that sort of fine line detail style that really was associated with Dredd. Sort of exaggerated faces. It's great. I love this. It's about as good a Judge Dredd action page as you're going to get.
And lastly, this is from 2000 AD Prague 1713. So we've jumped forward a couple of decades, this is 2010. But it's a great Judge Dredd page from Brendan McCarthy, who, we've been drawing comics at this point for 20 years, 25 or more years. But this is him working on Dredd, and it's a real nice one. Brendan McCarthy, did a lot of work with Peter Milligan. He did a lot of work in England, mostly on Escape, more on Escape than with 2000 AD, I think. But just a great artist, one of my personal favorites. Famously, the concept artist, storyboard artist, and co-writer of Mad Max Fury Road with George Miller. This is just a great example of Brendan's work and a pretty cool Judge Dredd page.
All right, now on to what
the other strong contender for my favorite pieces of the auction.
Are you going after this one? This one should be on your wall, Micah.
I would love for it to be on my wall, Bill. But wait, which one is next for you?
I don't know. Maybe I'm taking the wrong one. This is the one I'm looking at is the piece that you said was maybe your favorite.
This is one of the best physical drawings I've ever seen in person. So this is by Dave Stevens. This is as classic an image of the Rocketeer as you'll see. And this was the final pencil drawing by Stevens before he took this to paint. And then this became the cover to the very first Rocketeer graphic novel that collected the earliest short stories in 1985. And that painting is still in the possession of Stevens' family and has never been up for sale. This piece has never been up for sale before, and it is exceptional. It's as good a pencil drawing as you will ever see. It's the work of a true genius, like with a pencil. You need to see it. It's people were coming to look at this piece. And the closer you get to it, the more you realize how really, really good it is. He's not cutting any corners. He's not skimping in any way. As you flip there back and forth, when you flip back and forth to the painting, it matches the painted cover exactly. Every fold is in the same place. Every wrinkle, this is the reason why Dave Stevens produced such a small body of work. Is because he was as much of a perfectionist, I think, as any artist who's ever made comics.
Think about the amount of time that he took to get every last detail on this drawing right, for a drawing that the whole purpose of which was that nobody was ever going to see it.
Yep. It's exceptional. It's and the Rocketeer movie is celebrating its 35th anniversary this year.
Indeed.
I just recently was delivered my bottle of Rocketeer bourbon, which I have not opened yet. But
I had no idea there was such a thing.
Yeah, it's recent. That's probably still available. They did some commemorative They did a Rocketeer bourbon and a Rocketeer rye whiskey, and I bought one because the bottle's real cool. I'll let you know, Bill, if it's any good.
All right.
It's not wildly expensive, and at the end of the day, even if it's terrible bourbon, it's in a cool Rocketeer bottle.
Of course.
But I don't even.
You get to look at it a little while longer.
I would like to look at it for a while longer, but it's just so beautiful. It's so beautiful.
Yeah, do yourselves a favor. Check out the pictures. They don't do it justice, unfortunately. I wish you all could have seen it over the weekend, but you have to look at it up close. It's just. You can't just see it on the screen.
Maybe whoever wins it will take delivery in San Diego, and I can just put it on display until it's picked up. But in addition to that one, there's a couple of other Stevens pieces. So smaller, more traditional prelims. So this one here is just a small prelim. This ended up it's got the Rocketeer logo sort of penciled in, but this was eventually used as the cover to Amazing Heroes number 145. It's like a Rocketeer issue of Amazing Heroes. That's like a classic sort of looming Rocketeer with Cliff and a in the published cover, Betty's wearing a bikini, but in the prelim she's wearing nothing. So you got a little naked Betty, and just even in these small sort of looser, rougher prelims, it's still really beautiful drawing from Stevens. Just Rocketeer is one of the most well-designed comic book characters of all time. I think that's part of why he endures. It's impossible to look at the Rocketeer and not be like, well, that's really cool. Just a perfectly designed character.
There's another one here. This is an unused prelim for the Rocketeer Adventure magazine. You can see it's got the New York skyline, kind of the darker tone.
This would have been for the Cliff's New York Adventure storyline.
I love that storyline because I'm a huge fan of the Shadow, and he ends up becoming one of the agents of the Shadow in that series. This was never taken to finish. He did a lot of prelims for things that were ultimately not finished. But the drawing is still incredible, and you can see it's got Cliff and giant Rocketeer face in the background, and Betty and the creepy photographer guy who ends up bringing Betty to New York, which starts the whole thing off. It's just a great piece. I mean, I've never seen a Dave Stevens drawing that wasn't incredible, but these ones are a cut above, I think.
It's you see so little Stevens artwork out there in the wild, and having 3 of them in one auction is unusual and a lot of fun. And
we're gonna move on
to another.
It's okay.
Another piece that I love. This is from one of my personal favorite Frank Miller books. This is from the Elektra Lives Again graphic novel. This is from 1990. 1990. So yeah, it was a hardcover magazine size.
It's like album size.
Album size book by Miller. Sort of wrapping up his Daredevil and Elektra story. It was kind of the last story he did with Daredevil that didn't take place in the past.
Yeah, because the only thing he did after this was the Fear miniseries, which I'll
stay tuned for that. We might have a page of that coming up in a minute or a few minutes. But this is a great one. This is a great page from Elektra Lives Again. You have so this is from later in the book where Bullseye has supposedly been killed, and Matt Murdock goes to identify the body, and which comes with it a lot of emotion for Matt. So it opens with him sort of reflecting on his own fight with Bullseye. So you get some Bullseye with a Daredevil up at the top, then him sort of putting his hands on Bullseye's dead face to identify, which causes him to flash back on Elektra at the moment that she dies, and then Bullseye with Bullseye stabbing her with her own sai, and then there's some Matt Murdock, some more Elektra, Bullseye's face again, Matt, and then Foggy in silhouette. It's a beautiful Miller page, classic Miller composition with small panels, like TV screen panels, silhouettes. It's really beautiful. It's a beautiful page from a really, really good comic, and it's another one that's really just a joy to be around.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to look at. The only reason I don't, keep it around is because it's quite large.
It is kind of big. But man, that's real good.
Next up is The Death of Superman, brought to you by Neil Adams.
Is The Death of Superman?
So this
you have to read the comic to find out.
Classic DC Gambit here, featuring Superman dead, I think.
And I don't know. I mean, do people care about the death of Superman? I'm not sure if anybody really cares.
Yeah. Does the hero being dead increase the value of things? I think it might make it less valuable, right? That was what we proved.
Yes.
But this is a really great cover. Adams really redefined what DC comics look like, especially DC covers. There's this real refined sensibility to his work, and this is a great example.
And this is Adams inking himself, yeah?
Yes, yeah. This is Adams pencils and inks, which is always preferable in my opinion. It's really great. You got this sort of like Superman trying to sign the vaults. It's all shaky. Like all the text on the door is drawn in. It's not photostat or anything like that. It's all part of the original.
I believe the cover logo is a replacement.
Yes, the logo is a replacement. It does come with the original code stamp on the back, if that matters to you.
It's a period comics code stamp. But no, that's real cool. Neil Adams, was the king of DC covers for 5 years, give or take. And yeah, this is like right at sort of the peak period of that. It's like 1970, 69. Yeah, just a lot of fun. One of those classic DC, kind of like pulling the rug out from under you covers.
We got another Neil Adams piece. This one is
this one's really nice. It's like it was done as part of a tribute. I believe that it was published, a tribute book to Dave Cockrum. Where I believe they were trying to raise money for Cockrum's medical bills.
Yep.
And sorry, what's that?
I remember that. Yeah, that was I forget who the publisher was for that.
And Neil did this great piece with sort of Cockrum surrounded by sort of the classic X-Men lineup, and they're all wishing him well. And it's a really sweet piece from Adams. It's nice, nice drawings of the X-Men characters and like a really nice portrait of Cockrum.
And I think it means something too that Adams was an X-Men artist, if only for a time.
And also just like somebody who really put his money where his mouth was when it came to supporting artists and trying to work for the benefit of artists to have things like insurance and things like, pensions and whatever you could do so that, this became like a real viable career for people, because drawing comics for a living is tough. It's tough work. It's a lot. There's a lot of unrecognized work put into it that people don't know, how these people, how hard they work and how much they suffer for their work. And Adams really put a spotlight on that. Forgetting about how good an artist Adams was and how influential he was as an artist, the work he did for creators' rights, for Siegel and Schuster, for Kirby getting his art back, all that stuff. I mean, if he wasn't a great artist and that's all he had ever done, he would have been as important as he is.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of what we love about this hobby, the being able to buy art from artists, being able to talk to them about it, getting commissions, that really doesn't happen without Adams. All of this stuff would be contraband, and people might still own things, but it wouldn't be this sort of vibrant community where we get together with artists, other collectors, art dealers, art reps, and really celebrate the art form and the artists who create it. Mm-hmm. So without Adams' work supporting creators like that, none of what we do is possible.
Absolutely. No, and he used his fame to benefit others. Uh-oh, we have a special guest.
Hey. Hey, guys.
It's a reel with him on it today. How's it going, Vince?
It's going great. We just had a fantastic Heroes Con. Everything went wonderfully. We had so many people looking at art. I even got to see Bill Cox down there for a brief moment. We had a Bill Cox sighting.
It was too brief.
Or an elusive sighting of the wild Bill Cox
in the wild. Yeah,
the yellow tufted Bill Cox.
Yeah, so I hope you guys can all see out there what an incredible auction we put together for you. Our team has been hard at work. I think this is the largest quantity of artwork we've ever put together.
By a factor of like 2.
By a lot.
And that just goes to show you, with the Death of Superman art that we sold and the $10.2 million that we broke, it's really opened a lot of doors for us. And I think people are going to be blown away when they see the results in this auction. We've got some stellar pieces, and we've gotten artwork from all over the world, and we want more for our next auction. So when you see these results, get on board, man.
Art came in for this auction from literally all 4 corners of the globe.
A penguin sent artwork from Antarctica. All right, I'll leave it back to the guys. I'm getting out of here. Have a great night, fellas.
Yeah, Vincent.
Thank you. Let's talk about this Peanuts comic up here before we get into our little flash portion of our
but if you could pull it up on the screen, that would be fantastic, because it is spectacular.
I mean, I don't know. There's the Mobius and there's the Stevens, but I don't know, man. There's a Peanuts from 1953.
There's not a lot I like better in comics than Peanuts, and I have a real soft spot for 50s Peanuts. I love the bigger heads. I love the really nice fluid brushwork.
Snoopy's actually a dog.
Yeah, I mean that's what instantly identifies.
We all love, you know, the Snoopy with his inner monologue and the, you know, World War I flying ace, and, you know, yeah, hey, those are great, you know, but there's something really great about seeing what the strip was like before that. And this, you have Linus here still as a baby. He'd only been in the strip for about 6 months at this point. It's a good gag. Yeah, man. I describe Peanuts as the great American novel. It's just, it's comics at their most pure and most perfect. I mean, I don't think you could improve on Peanuts in any way. And this is a great example of a very, very early one.
Yeah, I got the email from the seller of this particular piece, and only one image was working. The rest of the links were broken. And I popped it open, and it was just that third panel, and my jaw hit the floor. I mean, I see a lot of art doing this. I'm lucky to see a lot of art doing this, and I'm rarely speechless seeing something. And that was the case with this one. And it still kind of hits me like that every time I look at it.
Yeah, it's pretty great. It's pretty great.
I could talk about this for the next hour and use up the rest of the show. I'm not going to do that.
To go panel by panel. How to read.
Yeah. 300 pages on this one piece.
Yeah.
But we're not going to do that. We're going to move on to something else, much as it pains me to do so.
But this stuff's pretty cool too. We have, so we for, you know, various reasons, ended up with a good amount of quality Flash art
from really across the character's publishing history.
Yep, and different artists, different eras, but this one might be the coolest one. This is the complete backup story from Flash number 136. This is from 1963. So this is a 10-page story by Carmine Infantino and Joe Giello called Barry Allen, You're the Flash. And I can prove it. So basically it's about, you know, somebody discovering his secret identity and him trying to not have that released into the world. But it's got a beautiful splash page. I'm not going to open it up and take out all the pages. They're all on the website. But it's a great way to get a complete Infantino Flash story. You know, and as time goes by, it becomes harder and harder to get these complete stories. And it's, you know, it's really great that somebody has the wherewithal to keep this one together. I mean, this is 63 years old.
The only other complete Infantino story I've seen, like twice up Infantino Flash story, was a Kid Flash backup. So this is the only Barry Allen complete Infantino story that I have ever seen. It's very, very cool.
Super cool. I mean, Infantino and the Flash sort of, you know, kicked off the Silver Age, kicked off DC's Silver Age, but, you know, you could argue that they're responsible for the Silver Age as a whole. I'm on the fence about whether I think that's true, but
I'm a Showcase 4-star to the Silver Age guy. I can defend that.
But it's
have
close.
that conversation.
It's close either way. It doesn't matter. The Flash is still great. I mean, I love Infantino's Flash especially. It's great. Speaking of here, so he said, oh, we're jumping forward a bunch of time here. So this is 1982. This is a cover by Infantino to Flash number 309. This is a really cool one because you've got the Flash traveling back in time to witness his own origin becoming the Flash. So you've got, you know, Barry Allen here with the chemicals all, you know, lightning coming through the window, chemicals falling all over him as the Flash from the future runs by. So it's like a real cool, like distillation of the Flash by his creator of the Silver Age.
Most wildly impractical origin stories of all time. I love that whole thing, and that it happened again with Wally West. Sure, why not? Speaking of Flash covers, we have this one here by Rich Buckler and Dick Giordano. This is from Flash 267 from 1978. So we're going to jump back a little bit now. Much like the Flash, we're not really adhering to linear time.
We don't follow your space-time rules.
So this one has Heatwave jumping out from behind a bush to attack the Flash, who is now burning up. And then down at the bottom, it teases the backup story, which is the origin of Flash's uniform which is awesome. It's got that classic uniform popping out of the ring, which is one of my favorite gimmicks of DC Comics of that time period.
Yep.
Really great cover. And if that wasn't enough, we have yet another Flash cover. This one is Dick Giordano pencils and inks. The Flash deciding he's going to embrace brutality and just really ripping the Reverse Flash in half here.
But a nice classic sort of Flash Reverse Flash cover by Giordano.
Wow.
Really great. And
Not a drop of blood was spilled.
there is yet more Flash art. We've got some interior pages. We've got this half page or 2/3 page from Flash 175.
This is the final page from that issue or from that story.
Smart readers, those who love this stuff, will remember that this was the second Superman Flash race, and this is the Justice League kind of throwing it to the reader and saying,
Who do you think?
Who do you think won that race? We can't decide. It's for you to choose, because there was no money in telling the reader who the winner was.
But really cool, like end piece to a classic Flash.
And this is by Andrew Esposito, who
Yep.
took over the title from Infantino, another classic Silver Age DC artist. Really, really great stuff.
Back to Infantino. This is like a Flash Reverse Flash page from Flash 324, so from the early 80s. But nice, like lot of Flash running action. So Flash and Reverse Flash caught in a super speed battle. So some great Flash running effects by Infantino. Yeah, just real cool.
Got a Flash cover on Marvel board by the great Dave Johnson, one of the most important cover artists of the century.
So this would have been a Rebirth era of DC, right?
Yes, this is from the Rebirth series, the 2016 series, the variant cover to issue number 8, which was the last issue of the first story arc. So this would have been that Godspeed storyline by Josh Williamson and Carmine to John Domenico.
But just like as expected from Dave Johnson, just like a perfectly composed cover, like one of the best cover artists of this century, I think.
Yeah, it just knocks it out of the park every time. He really killed it. This was when DC had one artist that did a variant cover for every issue of the series. So it really let artists develop a sort of repertoire of imagery and visual language for these characters. And Johnson really just dove right into it and just did a fantastic job with these.
Really beautiful use of negative space and blacks.
We've got a page now from one of my favorite comics of the Bronze Age. This is from the 1978 Silver Surfer graphic novel, which is one of the first graphic novels, the first superhero graphic novel, the first Marvel graphic novel, and the last collaboration between Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. And if that wasn't enough, it's also just really good. And this page proves it. This is by Kirby and Sinnott, who worked together. Didn't do a lot of work together in the 70s, but worked together on this one, kind of bringing that classic Fantastic Four team back together to work on these two characters that they introduced in the 60s.
As good a Silver Surfer Galactus page by Kirby as you'll ever see.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say, and
they're arguing over the fate of Earth. Silver Surfer advocating to Galactus to not destroy the Earth.
And the sort of caveat with this story is that it imagines a world where there is no other superhero. It's just the Silver Surfer and Galactus. And so you could really see Silver Surfer not as a supporting character in a Fantastic Four story, but really taking control of the narrative and taking the argument directly to Galactus. It is outstanding and really exactly what you want from Kirby.
No, it's an exceptional Kirby Silver Surfer page, and Galactus is maybe one of the coolest things Kirby ever created.
My favorite pages from the set too.
More Kirby. Those longtime viewers will recognize this as a page from Journey into Mystery 86. We've had several of these over the past couple of years. If you've been on the fence about one, if you're thinking it's like, oh, they've been doing these Journey 86 pages for a while, so wait and see if more of them come up. This is the last one.
It's also the
it is also the last page of the story. So this is the end of them for from the groups. And it's awesome. These super early Marvel pages. This is 1963. So in the first year and a half of the Marvel universe,
predates Avengers #1, fourth appearance of Thor right here.
Yep. it's very early. Like they were still introducing characters that we think of now as classic Marvel characters that hadn't even been. The X-Men hadn't been introduced yet.
No, Daredevil didn't exist yet.
So a lot of basically it was Iron Man was around, but not in his own title. The Hulk was around, the Spider-Man was around, the Fantastic Four around, but not a lot. A lot of characters still to come, and Thor, would go on to become one of the sort of cornerstone characters of the Marvel universe.
And some really great, Thor at this point was still in the mold of those like science hero titles that they were doing. He hadn't really made the transition to being more of a mythological character yet. Wasn't really a fantasy title. So, we got this really interesting time travel panel here, a really nice way of depicting how Thor is traveling back from the future. And then it ends kind of with a Looney Tunes style wink and a nod towards the audience.
From Don Blake.
Classic Silver Age storytelling right there by the master of the genre.
Yep, absolutely. This is the history of the Marvel universe. Right?
Next up, more Kirby.
Oh, this one's real good too.
This is Kirby and Royer, which is important, from New Gods number 11, the last issue of the original New Gods run, and the last Kirby New Gods story for several years. This is from 1971. The next Kirby New Gods story would be in 1983 in the New Gods number 6 reprint book.
And so Royer only inked issues 10 and 11 of the New Gods. The rest of the series is inked by Vince Colletta. And the Royer issues are the most desirable of all the New Gods art.
And the least present in the market.
Exactly. And if that wasn't enough, it's also just a really, really, really good page. It's the second to last page of the entire series of that up to that point. And this is the issue where Orion learns that he and Calabac are half brothers. And here they fight. And the Black Racer comes for one of them. And the page ends with you not knowing which one. It's Calabac. But it's a just great image of the Black Racer. Just this image of Orion at the bottom is as perfect as 70s Kirby panel.
Everything that you love about 70s Kirby, this could be from 2001. It's that real like cosmic, high energy, really blobby Royer inking. It is just spectacular. And this series, Fourth World, is my favorite Kirby project. It just was him really letting loose about all of the things that bothered him, intrigued him, inspired him, scared him about the modern world. Just all coming to play in this sort of sprawling epic. And this is the culmination of that storyline. Just
it's like really Shakespearean drama told in through space opera.
It's Wagner. It's the best.
Yeah. One more Kirby. Back to the Fantastic Four.
This is from Fantastic Four 97, right towards the end of that original run. Kirby famously did every issue from 1 to 103. This is just a few issues away from that. This is the issue with the creature from the Lost Lagoon, because they couldn't call it the creature from the Black Lagoon. And so this is the creature here in human form, showing up while the Fantastic Four, who are shown here in this panel in civilian clothes, minus Sue Storm, are enjoying a day at a water park or like a SeaWorld kind of thing. But obviously, the Fantastic Four can't just have a normal day, and It's going to get weird.
It does. But yeah, cool. Honestly, if you're in the market for a Kirby FF page, this is going to be, one of the more affordable examples. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's still a Kirby FF page.
Now on to another. We'll jump forward like 30 years to another like era-defining artist.
Yeah, honestly, the Kirby of his era, I would say, and the Kirby of still the Kirby of this era still.
Yes, absolutely. This is Jim Lee. This is from
X-Men.
X-Men number 6. So they really reshaped the whole X-Men line to accommodate Jim Lee and what he wanted to draw and the energy that he was bringing to the series. And so this is from the series that they launched just for him to draw.
But it was at for a long time the best-selling comic book ever, wasn't it?
X-Men #1, still the best-selling comic book ever, 8 million copies, and has not been beaten.
Mm-hmm.
So this is from #6. This features a defeated Wolverine being not really nursed, more like shocked back to health by Maverick, who really just is not giving him a break or any time to recuperate. But really great intensity from Jim Lee. That's what he was known for, and what he really brought to those comics is this sort of breakneck speed and intensity and energy that is just palpable on this page. I mean, the sweat flying everywhere, and the combination, like facial details and motion lines, like everything is moving and tense. It's a great page.
It is. And again, Jim Lee X-Men pages, people don't sell them. They got a Omega Red in this page. There's a lot of good stuff. A lot of good stuff here. And more Jim Lee. We got a couple pieces. This
is more my era of Jim Lee, classic sort of Batman, Catwoman, and their Hush designs. This is from funnily enough, a Lego Batman collection. It was
Jim Lee collaborated with Lego to do a series of sets that were basically like, they weren't Lego sets in the way we think of them. They were like sort of Lego art.
It was like mosaics.
Yeah, kind of like Lego pieces that you could use to create images. So you could buy this set, and then you could create this image in color in Lego. And this was the image that they used to base that set on.
It also appeared on the box for the set.
Is there an image there in the?
Yeah, is there an image of the Lego set on the listing?
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah.
There
so, and if you see the second picture there for scale, it's very, very big. So you buy that, and like Legos, you assemble it. But this is the drawing that image was created from. And pencils and inks by Jim. This is from 2022. And it's like classic images of Batman and Catwoman from Jim Lee, who draws both of those characters really, really well.
And the modern Batman Catwoman relationship really starts with Jim Lee and Hush, and that is exactly that version of it.
Lastly, for Jim, this is a page from the Batman Europa series, which is beautifully finished by Jim in this great sort of pencil and ink wash over layouts by
Giuseppe Camuncoli.
But Jim, that's just the layouts, and then Jim went in and tightened everything up and sort of made it look like Jim Lee. And the ink wash stuff is really beautiful. I like when Jim does things that are unusual, because he was very good at it. And I kind of wish there's some of this in Hush. He does some ink wash stuff in Hush, but this series really, he really let that shine. And I think it's just a beautiful page. Batman and the Joker from Batman Europa.
All right, that's the first pile. We're over halfway through with hundreds of pieces to go, so bear with us.
All right, so we teased this earlier, but so here we have, this is a page from the Daredevil Man Without Fear. It's John Romita Jr. and Al Williamson working from a script by Frank Miller, and I love this page. It's Matt Murdock kind of taking it to some street toughs before he becomes Daredevil. And he's sort of being taunted here by the memories of his childhood sort of insult. He was called Daredevil as an insult as a child.
He never fought back. His dad wouldn't let him. And so he was always taunted for being a coward. They called him Daredevil jokingly. And he's haunted by that in this moment.
But very beautiful, like layout and storytelling from Romita Jr. Daredevil Man Without Fear is a great comic. I think it's the collaboration of Romita Jr. and Al Williamson is fantastic, and I think it really peaks here. They work together a lot on the regular Daredevil series, but this is just great. It's a great Daredevil sort of lore page, sort of him figured himself out, and kind of breaking his like cane in half, which is reminiscent of what would become his billy clubs. A great page from a really, really good series. And drawn large, which is also always a bonus.
Yeah, it was I think originally intended to be a graphic novel, the sort of like magazine format Marvel graphic novels,
like the Daredevil Love and War, something like that.
We got
a fantastic piece. Honestly, I love that.
It's real good.
got another sort of unusual format Romita Jr. piece. I'm going to take it out of the bag to show it to you because it is vertical 2-page spread. It's pretty neat. This is from X-Men 307. You wouldn't know it by the content because it's all X-Men or all Avengers characters, but this is from what the heck storyline is this? This is from Blood Ties, but it's an early appearance of Exodus right here fighting against Cersei from the Eternals, and then we got Black Knight and War Machine sort of figuring out how they fit into this fight between immortals, and then realizing that maybe there's not a place for them and they should go do something else. But it's a great page, really good use of Kirby crackle and this sort of energy blasts going everywhere. Really impactful John Romita Jr. work. I always liken him to Kirby. I think he channels that dynamism in the same way, and this is a great example of that.
All right, we're gonna start moving.
Yeah, we gotta move briskly now.
Brisk. So when sometimes when you sell something that sells for a lot of money, other people try to say, "Hey, I've got stuff like that." So we've got some Death of Superman art here.
No, you don't.
Well, Death of Superman adjacent.
That storyline.
So this is Adventures of Superman number 497. This is the Death of Superman Part 4. I believe Superman 75 is Death of Superman Part 7.
Yes, it is. So
this is 3 issues before.
This is Tom Clement.
You can tell because there's 4 panels on this page, and every issue of the Death of Superman is 1 less panel per page leading up to the all-splash page Superman 75.
And the 0 panels per page issue that followed.
But this is great. This is Superman and Doomsday sort of their fight, sort of just beginning. That would last several issues over several titles. And it's a great page of Superman and Doomsday duking it out. Doomsday's still sort of half wearing his original sort of spacesuit. But it's a great page sort of building towards a moment. And then
we got 2 pages now from Man of Steel number 19. This is by Bogdanov.
You can see only 2 panels a page here. So this is Death of Superman Part 6. The issue immediately before Superman 75. At this point now, the fight has come to Metropolis.
Yeah, and the other heroes, the Justice League, who tried to get involved, have all been incapacitated. Superman is the last line of defense, and he's really struggling to contain Doomsday here, and obviously is not able to, because we all know what happens next.
Shh, no spoilers. It's another page from Man of Steel 19. This is just a great 2/3 splash panel of Doomsday. This is really, really good. Bogdanov, my favorite of all the Superman artists from that era. They did a really interesting and unique style. I've always been a big fan of his. So now let's skip past the Death of Superman. This is from Funeral for a Friend Part 1. So this is Justice League number
70.
So this is the issue that came out the week following Superman 75. And sort of this has the heroes sort of coming to terms with what in their world had just happened. And they're in mourning, the Justice League characters mourning in their different ways. This is a statue of Superman made out of ice, created by ice. We've got Guy Gardner sort of a little bit in denial. They're reluctantly putting the armband on because he doesn't want to admit to himself that Superman is gone.
And also, he's a little annoyed at Superman for taking up Ice's attention because that's his girlfriend and he's a jealous guy. But just a really nice page. It's got this sort of like small Justice League characters down here looking at the statue, kind of realizing.
This is I think the first image of a Superman memorialization in the comics. I believe that's true.
So someone fact check us. Throw this to the production team and fact check us. Moving along.
And this is from Man of Steel 20. So now this is Funeral for a Friend Part 3. And this is kind of Robin not taking the whole thing real well.
People trying to shake down Jimmy Olsen for pictures of the fight, and Robin jumping in to beat them up and kind of chastise them for trying to cash in on the death of Superman, especially by going after someone who was his friend.
And more great drawing from Bogdanov.
Another Bogdanov page. This is from Man of Steel number 21, Funeral for a Friend Part 7. Features Lois Lane in a kind of tech suit thing, breaking into Cadmus to see if the rumors are true and they actually do have Superman's body.
There it is.
Surprise, surprise, they do. They're using it for something. We'll find out later.
And then we jump forward to, this is Bogdanov again. This is Man of Steel 24. So we're into the reign of the Superman. This is a nice splash page of Steel.
He's leaping out of an exploding munitions factory. The Steel storyline was him trying to shut down a group that was creating and smuggling high-powered weapons that he had a hand in designing into inner city neighborhoods that were causing lots of death and destruction.
And then, so this is Scott Williams inking over Jose Luis Garcia Lopez. This was done on a light table, so this is only Williams's inks. But this was an image created for a reprint of Man of Steel 19 that was done for a toy. It's like a comic book facsimile that came with a toy.
There's a picture of it in the listing page.
So this would have been created for that, but it's still a cool sort of Superman, Death of Superman related piece, sort of reimagining a piece from that time period. This is from 2021. But it's a nice Superman, a real nice big Superman and Doomsday image from Williams inking over Garcia Lopez.
Not quite Death of Superman, but still Jurgens and Breeding. This is
Superman 88.
Superman 88 featuring Superman and Bizarro.
Bizarro Superman.
I'll throw it over to the Bizarro expert.
I mean, the greatest Superman villain ever. And Jurgens drew him real good here. This is a real good drawing of Bizarro. I love the backwards logo. I love it's the backwards DC logo. They really went all out. Even though the Superman logo in the little the little credits little box here is backwards.
They even reversed the issue number.
Yeah, the issue number is reversed. If that's subtle. We got Lex Luthor down here. I think this is a real good cover from Jurgens and Breeding.
Another Jurgens page, this one from slightly before the Death of Superman story. This is from Justice League America number 65, featuring Superman, who is leading the Justice League, kind of a new lineup from the classic Justice League International era, featuring Bloodwind and still Booster Gold and Blue Beetle, but also Maxima and a few other characters. But really good art from Jurgens and Burchett, who finished his art on that series.
So we've got some Superboy art. So this is,
don't call him Superboy.
That's true. He didn't care for that. So in Superboy, which is sprung out of the reign of the Supermen after Superman Returns, all those characters kind of got their own titles. And this is from Superboy number 0, which featured an origin sequence. So this is the first 3 pages of the origin sequence from Superboy 0 by Grummett and Carl Kessel. So this is the first page of series of Superboy sort of remembering where he came from. So he's sort of he's a clone of Superman, sort of like an imperfect clone of Superman. So this is him sort of while he's still in his sort of, I don't even know how you would describe that, sort of like cocoon, like those little whatever clone tube. But it's sort of the things that he was being subjected to at the time. So Daffy Duck, you've got a nice image of Superman. You've got Doomsday over here. So he's sort of acknowledged, he's like, so this, Superman's history is baked into him. This is just a real great splash page, which leads into the next page, which is where he gets busted out of, I believe he's at Cadmus.
Yes, by the Newsboy
Legion.
Also clones, I believe, of the original Newsboy Legion who were long dead by the 90s.
And then the third page, which I think is a really interesting page. So this is after they busted out and they're out, and then one of the Newsboy Legion gives Superboy his jacket, which is the sort of how Superboy gets his what was his trademark jacket. So all these events all take place before his introduction in the Reign of the Superman and his original introduction as Superboy. And the next one
is not what you think it is, but it is still cool. This is a style guide piece that was created by Grummett. Would have been around the time of the Death of Superman and the Reign of the Supermen. It was rejected. It might have been created for Wizard magazine or for some kind of internal style guide.
It was rejected.
Promotional,
Rejected for being too similar to the cover to Superboy one.
Superboy was whatever Adventures of Superboy issue he was introduced in. So still great, very good image. And then it was finished by Hazelwood. He sort of rediscovered it. He was like, oh yeah, I never finished that. And he went in and finished it in 2012, which is why it's dated 2012 on there. Rest assured that the bones of this drawing are from the mid-90s.
Yeah. But still a great image of Superboy. So a classic image of that version of Superboy.
And now, batch of art by an important artist of the modern era.
So we've got some Rob Liefeld pages. We'll get through them as quickly as we can. This is New Mutants 96. So we've got, is that Jubilee from X-Men?
It is Jubilee.
Yes,
from the
Jubilee and...
Is it Jubilee and Richter and Wolfsbane, I think?
It looks like...
Or not Wolfsbane. Boom Boom.
Yeah, right. So like nice, like New Mutants period Rob Liefeld. Here's another one. This is X-Force number 5. This is...
the first appearance of, or an early appearance of George Washington Bridge. Not the George Washington Bridge. That was from Spider-Man 121. This is George Washington Bridge, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yes. And then a couple of pages from, just the one page from the New Mutants Annual. This is Liefeld's first New Mutants work. It's this is from the Atlantis Attacks, so it's a lot of underwater. And then because they're out of order a little bit, this is New Mutants 88. This is a great page with the Blob. Great Liefeld drawing the Blob. This is just real nice. This is inks by Hilary Bardo, which was a really interesting combination, Liefeld and Bardo. Some nice work there. This one.
There's another important
Harry talked about comics from his childhood.
This is the cover to Black Panther 23. You can probably see it better on the website. This is a Michael Turner cover, and at this point he was not inking or being inked. He was doing it all in pencil, and then it was being colored from digitally darkened pencils. This is a Civil War tie-in issue. You might remember the Civil War had the sort of half covers with the big colored stripe with the Civil War logo cut out of it. So this is all the art to the original cover. It features Black Panther fighting Captain America. Black Panther, sort of a almost authoritarian figure at the time, and Captain America obviously fighting against the Superhuman Registration Act. So they're coming to blows over that. A really interesting design on Black Panther here from Turner. Sort of heavily detailed suit. He's carrying a big sword. He's got these intricate claws.
That really fine detail that you want in a Turner piece.
It's really great, and like Micah said, Civil War was just a really, really important comic for me growing up. I read this comic.
Signed by Stan Lee?
Yes, signed by Stan Lee. Writer of Civil War, I
sure,
think.
Creator of Civil War.
But no, I mean, it's a really...
It's still cool.
Cover.
Any Marvel piece, especially a piece with iconic Marvel piece signed by Stan Lee, he still is the mastermind.
And he created one of these characters.
He did. And then we'll go from Harry's childhood to my childhood.
Yeah, this is you. This is all you.
This is Herb Trimpe. This is Shogun Warriors number 5. This is 1979. I had Shogun Warriors toys as a child. I have Shogun Warriors toys as an adult. And I love them. I love all the 70s Japanese robots. And I love what Trimpe did on the Shogun Warriors and Godzilla and all that that great stuff they did around this time. And this is just super cool. I love it. That's Raideen. That's Shogun Warrior Raideen over there fighting whatever this monster's name is. It's fabulous. I love it. He's
hitting him with an electrical tower.
He is hitting him with an electrical tower, as giant robots will do. I love it. I love Trimpe's work on this stuff. I love the Shogun Warriors as a thing. Yeah, this is fabulous. I was thrilled when this came in.
And now let's talk about something.
Oh, now let's talk about something else
that we both love. This is from one of the best comics ever. This is from Saga of the Swamp Thing Annual number 2. This is the classic issue from the Alan Moore run. Sort of early on is the first major story of the run, where Abby gets sent to Hell, and Swamp Thing has to go to Hell to get her back. And so here he is trying to navigate the landscape of hell, and he runs into the Phantom Stranger and Etrigan the Demon, and they do their best to steer him in the right direction, but it's hell. That's not easy.
But I mean, and you know, Steve Bissett and John Toddleman working together, creating some of the most beautiful artwork that's ever been in comics for one of the most well-written comics that anybody's ever made. The Alan Moore Swamp Thing run is as good as comics can be, and this is a really, really good page from it. Like and really good.
One of the most memorable issues, I think, of the entire run. Like this is what people think about. This, maybe the Crisis tie-ins, but maybe this one is like one of the best single issues that is in that run.
And not a comic known for featuring a lot of other characters regularly. So getting Phantom Stranger and the Demon and Swamp Thing on a page together would be very, very uncommon. And it's just beautiful drawing. Just Toddleman's inks. Man, I don't even know how he did it.
We don't have time. Go stare at it on your own time. It's really good. We've got a few Sal Buscema pieces now. We'll go through them in no particular order.
Yep.
This is the title page from Marvel 2-in-1 number 8, an early issue from the title. This is Buscema and Esposito featuring, in theory, the Thing. He's not on this page.
But it's the Thing and Ghost Rider were the characters in this issue. This is a Christmas story, so this is Ghost Rider coming across the Three Wise Men
in 1974.
In 1974. But just a great like period 70s Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider page.
Really good composition in those first three panels too.
Ghost Rider coming. Ghost Rider on his bike, and just great work from Sal Buscema.
This next one also Buscema and Esposito, also from a Marvel Team Up title. This is from Marvel Team Up Annual number 1. Featuring Spider-Man and the new X-Men in their first appearance outside of their own title.
That's true. So yes, this would have been the sort of new X-Men being introduced to the larger Marvel universe. So you got Wolverine up there, you got Professor X, Colossus, and it's cool to see things like that. We take things for granted. Like these characters have always been around, they've always been popular. And there was a time when putting them in other titles was a bit of a risk. And it's fun. So this would have been an early Wolverine appearance.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been, single digits probably for Wolverine appearances, at least for full appearances.
Right.
And this would have been a time where the X-Men, now they're kind of like your title's failing, add the X-Men to it. That would have been Spider-Man at the time, right?
Yes.
Like, your characters need a boost, let's team them up with Spider-Man.
Exactly.
Another Sal Buscema, we got a page from Defenders number 1, the very first issue of their series after they've made a couple of appearances in Marvel Feature. This is by Buscema and Frank Giacoia, and it features the first page appearance of Necrodamus, the villain of the issue. So it's real cool.
Yep. We're gonna start moving quickly. This is
Gil Kane. Enough said.
Yeah, Gil Kane. This is one of the Where Monsters Fall is one of the reprints of the classic Marvel monster stories with a new cover by Kane.
It's really good.
Super cool. This one's weird and awesome. This is a Marvel 2-in-1 number 99. This is The Thing and Ron Space Knight. This is pencils by Ed Hannigan and inks by John Byrne.
Hannigan did layouts for some of Byrne's X-Men covers. They go way back, and Hannigan's one of the best cover designers Marvel ever had.
And they did a few covers in this era where Hannigan pencils, Byrne inks. This is a super cool ROM, another toy from my childhood. So to hang out with the Shogun Warriors. But they definitely fought in my childhood bedroom. But yeah, awesome. Love some of The Thing. Love some Ron Space Knight. That Frank Quietly. This is a new X-Men. This is new X-Men number 137. And
beautiful all pencil. It looks faint here on the screen.
So this would have been an early example of pencil only Quietly. This would have been right around the time he decided to stop letting other people ink him and just do it straight from pencil. But a beautifully composed page. The symmetry in this page is fantastic. And this great Professor X and the weird new X-Men weirdness.
More Quietly coming up, a couple of drawings.
So this is a Quietly, skip. This is a commissioned illustration of Superman, one of his large, very, very detailed commissions. You can get a better look at that online, but it's fabulous.
And, Superman, one of the more important Quietly characters.
And then another smaller Quietly commission, this one of Jean Grey from the X-Men, but also just very, very good Quietly. I don't think he's capable of doing a bad drawing, but this is a really pretty one. And then we've got a couple of pieces here from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Last Ronin. This
Soon to be a video game if you're paying attention.
True. So this is a page from the first issue. This is actually, I'm going to spoil a little bit for people who've never read it, but it's kind of important to what's going on. So Michelangelo here is the last surviving turtle. And at this point, he's just won a fight in which he got beat up very badly. And he's kind of decided that that's it. He doesn't even want to fight anymore. He's just ready to be done with it. And he gets discovered by April O'Neil's daughter. And this would be the first meeting of the two of them in the entire series. And just like a really, really beautiful page by the Escorza brothers. Just really fantastic. And then there's also, this is a variant cover to Last Ronin #4, also by the Escorza. So this is a great cover image.
This was a shop exclusive cover to their local comic shop
in Mexico.
So cool to see something that they designed for a place that was, personal to them.
Yeah, that's really, really great image.
Got a few pieces by the modern master Olivier Coipel right now, including the Siege #4 cover. This was the last issue of the series, kind of featuring the new era of Marvel. This was the launch of their Heroic Age initiative, featuring, the new Avengers lineup. Captain America sort of returned to his former glory, his pre-Civil War glory. And then we've got a couple of really nice pages by Coipel from Avengers vs. X-Men #6. This really unusual one with this sort of inkwash style. And then this other one, both featuring the Marvel's martial arts characters from the Iron Fist storylines.
Okay, some more X-Men art coming up.
This is from X-Men 160. This features the first appearance of Magic. She had been mentioned as like Colossus's sister previously, but this is her first appearance as like a real named character with a presence in the storyline.
And she is present here,
yeah,
being cradled by Colossus.
Yeah, being carried down there.
And then another one, this is another early Magic appearance. This is by Alan Davis. This is New Mutants Annual #3. So another early appearance of Magic. And this is, I think, is it the Impossible Man or something?
It's Impossible Man and Warlock. They kind of start fighting and play fighting, and they turn into Spider-Man and Green Goblin, and they travel all around the world. Really, really nice work from Davis. Great page.
Mm-hmm. This is another thing that was one of the coolest pieces of the auction. It's another page from a really good comic, and maybe one of the better pages from that book. This is from Batman: Son of the Demon by Jerry Bingham. So
this is those graphic novels, the magazines,
the hardcover graphic novels. So the Son of the Demon, it's a Batman Ra's al Ghul story, but in Son of the Demon is the story where Batman has his little relationship with Talia al Ghul, and she becomes pregnant. This is the page where she informs Batman that she is pregnant with the child that would later be revealed to be Damian Wayne, who is currently Robin, or one of the Robins. So an important page in Batman history, and just a really beautiful page from a very good comic book.
Bingham did a handful of Batman things. He did these. He did a couple of covers. And then he didn't do a huge amount at DC besides. But it really makes you wish he had, because the art is incredible.
It does indeed.
I got a variant cover from the 2019 X-Men series. This is a store exclusive variant by Cale New, who was a recent discovery for some of us here. I've been a fan for a long time, but just really great detailed work. And Savage Land Rogue. Who can say no to Savage Land Rogue?
Everybody loves Savage Land Rogue. And keeping it in that vein, here's a page from Love and Rockets. So this is Javier Hernandez. This is Love and Rockets #9, so very early in the series, an early mechanics page.
This is from the Lost Women storyline.
Zivga Maggie in the sewer here. This, great early drawing from one of the best comic books of all time by one of the best artists of the 1980s. Just a great early example of Love and Rockets. And for people who follow that, early Love and Rockets pages are incredibly difficult to get. I've got a couple of Art Adams pieces. Let's go through these quickly. This is the frontispiece to Classic X-Men #14. That's a Gladiator, but really beautiful.
Inked by Al Williamson, which is neat, unusual.
It is inked by Al Williamson, but yeah, great Classic X-Men piece by Art. This is the cover to an issue of PlayStation Magazine. There's a lot of video game characters here. You've got some Mortal Kombat and some Solid Snake and Resident Evil, Tekken, but beautiful, classically Art Adams.
It's from 1997. Great period for art.
It's super cool. It also comes with a prelim for that cover.
And the prelim and color guide.
And the color guide.
So you get the whole thing.
This is a page from Ultimate X. This series was printed directly from Adams's pencils. And this is Jean Grey sort of on the run, sort of incognito. It's just beautiful work from Adams again. And this is 4 pages of prelims from the classic Art Adams run on Fantastic Four, when the Fantastic Four were Spider-Man, Ghost Rider, Wolverine, and the Hulk. And so it's prelims, but it's 80s Adams prelims, so they're very, very tight. All the characters are identifiable. You've even got Reed Richards up here. Wolverine, Ghost Rider, Spider-Man, they're all the Hulk, all the characters are present. It's super cool, just like a nice piece from those 3 issues of Fantastic Four by Art Adams. Some of my favorite work he ever did.
Got a couple of covers by Tyler Kirkham now. One of them from the little-known series Absolute Batman. You may not have heard of this one. This was Absolute Batman 16. This was the Batman issue featuring Wonder Woman making a guest appearance, just the second Absolute crossover ever. Really great issue, really great cover by Kirkham here.
You've got the massive Absolute Batman hulking over Wonder Woman. Just really, really great.
And another sort of crossover cover here. This is Miles Morales Spider-Man number 25. This is another variant cover by Kirkham, but it features Miles Morales and Spider-Gwen enjoying an ice cream cone at the top of a building, kind of taking a break from their superheroing.
And Alberto's still watching. I hope he's paying attention. So this is a 3-page sequence from Captain America #1 by John Cassidy. So this is Captain America and Nick Fury aboard a plane, sort of plotting something. I don't remember.
He's going after terrorists who committed 9/11 because Captain America won.
So it's a couple pages of Cap and Nick Fury sort of planning their mission, and then this just absolutely beautiful splash page of Cap leaping out of the plane.
This series is really, really good work from Cassidy.
And Cassidy, who very rarely produced not very good work, but it's cool. I think this Cassidy was a New Yorker, and I think doing a story that revolved around 9/11 was important to him, and he did some really beautiful work there. So.
This is your guy.
Oh, now we're into the John Byrne section. So we're going to talk about John Byrne for a minute.
Just 1 minute. That's all we have.
So we've got a couple of consecutive pages here from Fantastic Four number 250. So this is Gladiator confounded by the fact that he's pummeling Reed Richards, but nothing is happening. And he's confused. He's like, I don't understand. I'm hitting you with everything I've got. Nothing is happening. And then it's revealed on the next page that is not Reed, but a projection of Reed over Captain America. Again, Alberto is Captain America. And it's great. This is great period Byrne, pencils and inks by Byrne. Great, from his fantastic work with the Fantastic Four. Sorry, everybody.
This page is sideways. This is the last page from 252, which was the sideways sci-fi issue. Really great page right here from Byrne. It's got aliens that have taken over this living city that they were going to, and then it's got a couple Fantastic Four members. I think they're all down here in this panel.
Yeah.
It's a great page.
It is a great page. Now something kind of unique and special. We're going to do another Marvel DC crossover here.
It's got Captain America in it.
It does have Captain America in it.
That matters to.
So this is from the Batman Captain America one shot. So this page here has got Batman and Captain America. The Red Skull sort of is running away from them and sort of locking them outside of this door here, with him alone in here with a nuclear weapon. And kind of knocked out unconscious over here in the corner is the Joker. And then on this next page, this is the page immediately following. You've got the Batman and the Red Skull on different sides of this door here, and Batman punches through it and punches the Red Skull right square in the face. And then Captain America comes in, and they do what they do. And the next page might be maybe the best page in the whole book. So this is the Red Skull and Captain America, who had previously been working together.
Red Skull and Joker.
Red Skull and the Joker. My apologies. Red Skull and Joker previously working together, realizing separately, but at the same time, that they are definitely going to double cross each other. So they decide in unison to gas each other with their respective gas guns, neither of which works because they both become immune to their own gas, and their gases are very similar, creating one of the funniest pages John Byrne ever did. There was a recent article on the internet about this page specifically. It's really, really great. And it's funny, it's cool, it's, Red Skull and the Joker. It's just a lot of, this is what comics are. Comics are fun. This page is a lot of fun.
We got a couple of more sequential pages now. This is from Wonder Woman 112, that 90s Byrne Wonder Woman run. This is Superman, who, having heard that Doomsday is back, really weighing the choice of do I go fight Doomsday? He killed me the last time I did that.
His parents trying to stop him from going because they know what happened the last time.
And then realizing he has no choice. He's Superman. He has to go do it. So here he is flying off to go do it. And when he gets there, Wonder Woman, and who is that?
I forget.
I don't know. I haven't read these comics. Somebody help me out.
These are from Wonder Woman number 112 by Byrne.
And
so
these are pummeling Doomsday already. I think it's revealed that this
not really Doomsday,
but still cool.
But Superman didn't know that at the time. But yeah, it's a great page from Byrne from Wonder Woman featuring Superman and Doomsday, which is kind of awesome. This is like 2 years after, 3 years after Death of Superman, so it's still kind of fresh in people's minds.
We got a Superman page now. This is from the Millennium crossover because it's got a Manhunter on it. This is from Superman 14. Here's Green Lantern. There's the Guardians. It's
a Byrne page from Superman. This is from Superman number 14.
Is that Superman? This is the real little right over here punching the Manhunter.
Yes,
Superman's on this page.
On the page. And a couple pages from Byrne's New Gods. This is there's a great splash page. This is what's the name?
That's the one.
Oh, Tachyon, I think is his name. And so it's him kind of appearing, he's sort of melting a hole into this wall here. If you have the great background details here, there's a Superman poster on the wall of this kid's room. There's a Death of Superman book down here.
Next Men over here.
Next Men, and there's a Buzz Lightyear toy. There's a lot of fun little Easter egg things in the drawings from Byrne. And then another page from New Gods.
This is New Gods 13. You've got a much wider cast of, you got sort of Kid Gang, you got Oberon, you got Mr. Miracle and Barda.
Metron. Great image of Barda down there.
So really nice New Gods work.
Yep.
And then we got a couple of covers by Nathan Surdy, who does a lot of modern variant covers. This is a Batman 162 cover. This is from the Hush 2 storyline, featuring Batgirl. He did a few of these covers. The conceit was that these exposed skin areas were later filled with tattoos. So if you look at the published one, that's there. This is from the Dynamite reissue of The Boys #1. This is Nathan Sardi again doing a Starlight cover. He did a couple different covers featuring Starlight. This is one of them. It's very cool.
There's a Boys, Derek Robertson, a relatively early Derek Robertson Boys page in the auction as well.
Yeah, we're going to be throwing in some mentions.
Yeah, we're going to not get to a lot. Got a couple of real cool pieces from Mike Mignola. This is from Dark Horse Presents number 151. This is from 2000. This is from the short story The Nature of the Beast, and is a pretty great Hellboy fights a big dragon page.
Gets knocked around.
Yeah, it gets knocked around. Yeah, it's complains. It's just perfect. Just sort of modern, not early Hellboy, but still 25, 26 years old. Like a real nice Hellboy page from Mignola.
This is a Mignola design illustration from the Hellboy movie, featuring baby Hellboy, kind of showing what he should look like on screen.
Yeah, that's sort of how Hellboy appears in the opening scene of the movie when he's discovered. And so Mignola doing work this specifically done for the Del Toro movie. You can see he's got the tattoos, sort of like that Hellboy has in the movie, but not in the comics. But a really nice piece of sort of production work from the film based on his own work.
We got this page from Spider-Man 185. This is Ross Andrew and Mike Esposito. This is the issue where Peter Parker graduates from college, I think. I think I'm right on that one. But anyway, just a great fight page by Andrew, who's one of the most important Spider-Man artists, the essential Spider-Man artist of the time.
Yeah. There's a good amount of Spider-Man art in this auction.
We're not going to get to all of it. There's a lot.
We're going to try to show some in a little bit. There's I'm not going to show all of these. There's 3 pages from Conan the Rogue from John Buscema. Buscema's favorite Conan book that he ever did. It's a really nice, different variety of pages.
Every page from this book is available for the first time.
That's true. The Buscema kept Conan the Rogue, and this is the first time any of the pages have ever been offered. So, some more Conan pages by Buscema. Just trust me, just go in the auction, search John Buscema. There's a lot. Here's a fantastic 4-page from Buscema.
That's from FF300. It's inked by his brother. It's cool.
Yeah, that is cool. This is an Avengers page by Buscema. This is I think one of the early concept pieces for the just imagine Stanley created.
It's from the Secret Files and Origins.
This was eventually used as the Secret Files and Origins piece, but there's some design changes. So I think this predates the actual work on the book. It's a cover here by
Jesus Moreno.
Thank you. The Wonder Woman and Cheetah. It's really, really beautiful drawing. We've got another Millennium crossover here. Is Justice League International #9. So we've got the Manhunter, the Rocket Red, it revealed to be a Manhunter, and the Justice League trying to figure out why the hell Rocket Red's trying to attack them. But great, Batman, Blue Beetle, Booster Gold, Black Canary, Martian Manhunter, real great Kevin Maguire Justice League International page. I believe that's the first issue of that comic.
Give me the next one.
Who's the pinup beauty behind you guys? We've been staring at her all night.
Yeah, so that is the cover to an issue of Eyeful. I can't see which one right now. Check it out on the website. It's by Peter Dribbin.
It's from the 30s.
It's
like
by
a pulp magazine.
It was like a girly magazine.
Yeah.
It's by Peter Dribbin. He was the most prolific of the pinup artists. He sort of stood toe to toe with Vargas and Elfgren.
There's Vargas in the auction too.
There's 2 Vargas pieces. Check them out; they're great.
We're gonna run a little long, but we're gonna try to run as little long as possible.
This is the cover to Adventure Comics 449. This was when Aquaman was the lead feature. This is pencils and inks by Jim Aparo. This is from 1977. This was, when I was a kid, the oldest comic I owned. So getting to see the cover is really, really cool. It's not that impressive that it's 50 years old anymore, but God damn it, I love this cover. It's awesome. The whale has weird teeth. We got some fantastic 4 pages by Rich Buckler. Really, really great pages here. Nice action pages featuring, between the 2 of them, the whole team.
Yep. Buckler. Yeah, the really nice Buckler pages. This panel of Sandman sort of like becoming sand to travel through grates and then forming back into the Sandman on the floor. You're really beautiful.
Got a page also by Buckler from Giant Size Avengers #1, featuring Captain America confronting this cloaked weirdo who turns out to be his old teammate, the Wizard.
It's the first Silver Age appearance of the Wizard. First appearance of the Wizard since the Golden Age, which is kind of cool. And there's a real nice Captain America page by Rich Buckler.
Got this spectacular Daredevil cover from Daredevil #68 by Alex Maleev. It was modified a little bit digitally. I kind of like this version better. Just really
it's
great.
Functionally the same. There's some detail.
Some of the details and faces and things.
I believe would add a lot of textures and things digitally.
But this is a great cover. Like, really nice design work.
Well, it's like Maleev doing Daredevil in like a Tati movie.
Exactly.
I'm cultured.
This is a 2-page spread. I'm not going to take it out. You just have to take my word for it. This is from Alien vs. Predator Eternal #3, also by Maleev.
Really nice see the alien? Oh yeah, you can see the alien's head at least on this side. So imagine this, but twice as wide.
There's another one. It's attached. This is Batman by Gabriele Dell'Otto. Really, really nice. Great use of blue. Love the use
of blue.
I love the blue Batman costume. It's great here.
No, Dell'Otto does beautiful work. This is a really nice. You can see all that classic like Dell'Otto kind of trademark little details in there.
The great white highlights and things like that. He's very good at that. He is. You got a couple of covers here. These were the 2 different Amazing Fantasy 1000 covers that were available only at the D23 Expo, celebrating the upcoming, or the then upcoming 100th anniversary of Disney. One of them features Mickey wishing Spider-Man a 60th birthday, and the other one features Spider-Man wishing the Disney characters a 100th birthday. That one features an alternate Spider-Man that was digitally added to the cover. So this is the published Spider-Man that was added to this. These 2 are being sold together. This is being sold separately. They're very, very cool. And these comics themselves are very rare. There were variants of each of them that were limited to only 25 copies. These are obviously one of a kind.
Yes. All right. This is Marie Severin. This is the splash page to Astonishing Tales number 20. So that's Kazar and somebody being some executioner. He might be called the Executioner. I don't know. It's comics. But cool, great, like Kazar splash page by Severin. I believe this, Severin. This is Severin and Werner Roth. I think Severin went in and doing a bunch of retouching over Roth, so she got the main credit. So it makes me think she did a lot of changing, but it is technically credited to Severin and Werner Roth. But just a great Bronze Age Kazar splash page.
This is a very cover to Cosmic Ghost Rider Destroys Marvel History number 4, featuring Cosmic Ghost Rider and Captain America, two of Marvel's best motorcycle riders.
That's true.
And this is by Daniel Warren Johnson, who's awesome.
So we believe this is maybe the. We're pretty sure it's the only time Daniel Warren Johnson ever did a cover of Cosmic Ghost Rider, and I'm hard pressed to think of any others he did of Captain America. So possibly the only Daniel Warren Johnson cover featuring both characters.
Featuring either character.
Either character, yes. And Dan's the best.
We got this really neat page by Tony DeZuniga from Marvel Preview number 2. This is a great Punisher action page from the 4th appearance of the Punisher overall and the first Punisher origin story. So very, very important early Punisher artwork
And
by
beautiful
DeZuniga.
inkwash art by
Yeah, it was
DeZuniga.
the black and white magazine.
Yes. This is the adaptation of the upcoming Christopher Nolan movie, The Odyssey, but it came out like 50 years ago.
It's like the Star Wars where it came out a couple of weeks before the comic. For the movie.
But this is the Marvel Classic Comics adaptation of The Odyssey, and this is by Ernie Chan. Yeah, but it's timely with the movie coming out in a month or so. That's pretty cool.
There's a lot of Brayfogle. We're not going to show you all of it. This is from Batman Shadow of the Bat. It's really good. This is a sticker, but the rest is
It's not
drawing.
a sticker; it's a photocopy. But
This is from Who's Who. It's Joe Potato, the classic private detective Joe Potato.
There's some Batman.
There's some other Batman
there's some
detectives.
Batman
Check them out. They're great. They're great. I love Brayfogle.
The link to the auction is in the show description, everybody. So just
Yes,
head
it
on over to ComicConnect.com.
We're not trying to look through this. There's just a lot to show. This is Thanos. This is the page 1 of Thanos number 1 by Jim Starlin, who created Thanos.
It is page 1. For Legion of Superheroes fans, this is a Legion of Superheroes. This is James Sherman. This is from Legion. This is from Superboy number 228. It's a really great Superboy and Legion page. It's another Superboy page with the Legion. This one by Rick Estrada. Great image of Superboy. We've got a couple pages going back to the 60s. So these are Adventure Comics pages. These are Win Mortimer working over layouts by a teenage Jim Shooter.
Who signed the page?
Who signed the page right there. This is the Legion and the Descendants of the Flash at a statue of Barry Allen. It's another Mortimer working over Shooter layouts page. This is from Adventure Comics number 380. This is a page from Keith Giffen from Legion of Superheroes number 299. Great classic 80s era Legion by Giffen. There's a few pages here from the modern Legion series by Gary Frank.
These are, Action Comics pages by Gary Frank featuring the Legion, and a page from Superman Secret Origin featuring young Superman making his way to the future to hang out with the Legion. This is the cover to a modern Legion of Superheroes. This is Legion of Superheroes number 11. This is Yildre Sinar. Really beautiful cover there. I believe that's pencils and inks on separate boards, but both included. Yeah, the Glapian, right? Yes. This is Superboy's Legion. This is a really great page by Alan Davis. We've got more Alan Davis. This is Secret Avengers number 26. This is Walt Simonson's first issue of Thor. This is Thor number 260. So this is Simonson and DeZuniga, but this would have been Simonson's first issue drawing Thor. And Venom by Mark Bagley. This is Venom Lethal Protector number 3. So nice early Bagley Venom. A couple of Mark Bagley pages from Spider-Man 401 right here. They're very nice. X-Men page by Andy Kubert. For first appearance of Generation X. Yeah. This is a page from what would have been EC's Crime Illustrated number 3. This is Al Williamson with ink assist by Frank Frazetta and George Evans. No,
George Evans,
Angelo
not,
Torres.
Not George Evans, Angelo Torres. I'm mixing my EC guys. But Williamson with Frazetta likely on some of this foliage. But yeah, beautiful. This was eventually published in the EC,
the Picto-Fiction box
the
set.
box set of those, but would have been intended for the issue number 3, which was never published. And then another sequence. We got 3 pages. The first 3 pages from Preacher number 18. This is Preacher kind of bonding with this guy at the airport because they both have the same lighter that belonged to Preacher's dad. And so they talk about Vietnam a little bit. We're not going to talk about what the lighter says because it's a family show. But
They don't like communism.
they do not care for communism. So page 1, page 2, page 3. This issue is almost entirely flashbacks, so there's very few pages in this issue with Preacher on them. These are 3 of them. Let's get that.
It's The Origin of the Joker by Scalera. Check it out. It's good.
They're super cool Golden Age cover to Jet Fighter number 4. Jet Power number 4.
By Bob Powell.
Very cool.
Great artist.
50s rocket ship cover. This is giant Travis Charest illustration of Space Girl. It's awesome. And another Travis, this one from Gen 13 number 0. So a classic 90s Travis. And let's show some Batman art real quick.
We're going to zip through it. There's a really spectacular page.
This is a
Batman and Nocturna from the early 80s.
Right now, this might be the deal of the auction.
It's very good. It's
very
by Don
good.
Newton and Alfredo Alcala, who did a lot of Batman at the time. This is by Rick Hoberg, also Alcala.
Wasn't this one? Was it when you like the Wikipedia page for Nocturna has like an image
if you
from this
Google
panel?
Nocturna, this is the first image you get. It's awesome. This is another Alcala Batman, pencils by Rick Hoberg. It's got
the Batman's whole robes gallery there.
It's got every villain on it. It's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
This is cool. It's an early design illustration, ultimately not used design
for Tim Burton's 1989 Batman movie.
For the Batplane.
Yep, very cool.
This is another one where you're just going to have to trust that it's a 2-page spread. It's by Graham Nolan. It's an early Azrael Batman.
It's from Night Quest to Crusade.
Got Jock illustration of Batman, so that should be like $300,000, right? Got a couple of really nice Bengal Batgirl pages. Got a cover by David Nakayama. Interestingly enough, it's color. He doesn't always do that on the boards. This is for Batman The Adventures Continue number 5. This was the continuation of the animated series tie-in comics. Really beautiful Guillaume March page here featuring large Catwoman images and then a couple of Batmans. This is from Batman number 87 from 2020. And then this is from the Catwoman backups that launched the Tom King Penguin series. This is from Batman 127. It's the last page of the Catwoman backup story.
Oh, we skipped this earlier. Also sitting behind me here, this is a page from H.H. Hibbert. Hibbert from, this is from Flash Quarterly number 2. This is page from like 1941.
It's very cool. It's in a neat little frame.
Yeah, it's got a custom frame with like actual panels from Flash Comics and ads and things. And this is a really, really early Golden Age Flash page.
We got some Spidey art. We got Alex Savick Web of Spider-Man page. We got this symbiote Spider-Man variant cover by Gerald Parle. It's really, really nice. We got this Bullet Points cover featuring Spider-Man by Tommy Lee Edwards.
Spider-Man and Peter Porker. Yeah, Tommy Lee Edwards. Great.
We got this Peter Porker, the Spectacular Spider-Man cover by David LaFuente. Really excellent. Love that cover.
What do we got here? We got some great. This is classic Spidey. This is Al Milgrom and Jim Mooney. This is Spectacular Spider-Man number 91. This is some classic black suit era Spidey. His page is also it's a blob and the black cat in it. And another one. This is Kupperberg and Al Milgrom. And there's another just great classic like black suit Spidey page.
This is from right after the wedding.
Yep.
This is the cover of Venom number 2 by Ryan Stegman from the classic Stegman Donny Cates Venom run that made Venom into a huge sensation. Got another black suit Spider-Man page from Web of Spider-Man number 8. This is Jeff Isherwood and Vince Coletta. Very nice page.
Yeah, that's a great panel down there.
This is a variant cover by Chris Stevens, mainly known for commissions, but also does fantastic published work featuring Spider-Man and Black Cat.
It does. And this, speaking of Chris Stevens, this is astonishing. So this is one of his what they refer to as the wallpower commissions. I don't know if you can really see it. If you can pull this one up real quick, it would be great. The detail in this drawing is amazing. It's one of the most detailed paintings I've ever seen. And yes, thank you. Just what Stevens is able to do with paint is it just doesn't feel right. The little details, the little highlights, all the bits of debris and the like detritus. It's really even like the starburst element behind the Green Goblin. It's like sort of an abstract element in an otherwise very, very detailed kind of realistic piece. I think Stevens is doing, I think partly because he's mostly known for his commissions, like some of the most underrated work in all of comics.
Let's take a brief detour away from superheroes towards illustration. We've got this really interesting painting by Barbara Sherman. Some of you may recognize her from the biography that was published a couple of years ago that won the Eisner last year.
Was it a rejected concept idea for a new issue of the New Yorker, probably from the 30s?
So, yeah, it would have had to be from before 44 when she stopped working for the New Yorker. Very, very cool sort of piece of publishing history. She was a New Yorker contributor starting in 1925.
Yep.
We've got here a Donald Duck strip by Al Taliaferro, who drew the Donald Duck strip from its beginning, invented the nephews.
This is a great Donald and Daisy strip.
It's fantastic.
This is from the 60s?
It's from
1959.
1959. And great fake Disney signature.
Yes, one of the best fake Disney signatures. All the artists who are Walt Disney. What are you talking about?
We mentioned Vargas a minute ago.
Yeah.
We've got this pair of prelims. They were likely used for something. We were not able to identify them.
But like instantly identifiable Vargas girls. It's really it's lovely.
There's another Vargas prelim, and it does include the place where it was used. It was part of a calendar. You should go check that out as well. Now we've got some X-Men artwork. This is a Hunt for Wolverine #1 variant cover by Adam Kubert. This is an unused cover by J.H. Williams to Wolverine Annual.
Wolverine and Nightcrawler there.
This is by Machalo, classic X-Men artist, really great.
Yeah, this is a beautiful Machalo X-Men page.
This is a pinup from X-Men Unlimited #11. This is by Aaron Wiesenfeld, underrated X-Men artist, really, really good.
This was a pinup in the back that was it's the Brood and Jean Grey and Storm. This is a little X-Men commission by pencils and inks by Terry Austin, which is incredibly unusual, and from 2019, which is also kind of unusual because Terry Austin's kind of not been around, so it's kind of curious, but it's cool. You don't see things like this very often.
We've got a pair of pencil X-Men covers by Salvador Larroca, very, very nice.
One is X-Men and Extreme X-Men.
We've got this neat little Mike Plug Ghost Rider.
This would have been like a prelim for a commission maybe, or for something. This would have been done based on the paper this is on. This is Marvel used this kind of cover prelim paper in the late 80s and early 90s, so it's like it run them, but it's very reminiscent of the Marvel Spotlight 5 cover. It's that classic Plug Ghost Rider on his bike.
Got a pair of really excellent Texera Ghost Rider pages from 17 and 19. The 17 page featuring Spider-Man quite prominently. The other one, just great images of Ghost Rider. And then a couple of Fred Harper pieces. This is a Ghost Rider cover to Marvel Comics Presents 140. And this is another one. There are 2 pages here. Believe me, it's very good. It's a Vengeance page by Reggie Jones and Fred Harper. It's awesome. We got a Joe Kubert GI Combat cover featuring the shootout on Skull Mountain with glass-tipped rockets covered in swastikas shooting out of a giant skull.
I know. It's one of the. It's like it's.
You've seen one. You've seen them all.
Nazi rockets flying out of a skull again.
I love that piece.
That's awesome.
Really nice covers and illustrations by Ryan Brown. So this is a Joker cover. This is a Spider-Man versus Predator cover. Classic Spider-Man versus Predator cover. This one is a Carnage cover. And then this is just an illustration, but it's Judge Dredd. It's really awesome. Very nice action.
Ryan Brown is also Irish, so
yes,
him drawing Judge Dredd makes all the sense in the world.
And this is an alien from Alien.
Thanks. This This is awesome. I didn't even know this comic existed, but now I kind of want to read it. This is Mike Kaluta from Chaos War, Chaos King #1. This is Mike Kaluta drawing Galactus and the Silver Surfer. And I didn't know I wanted that until I saw it, because that's unusual and I kind of love it. So Galactus by Mike Kaluta, super cool.
This is an Aquaman 37 page by classic Aquaman artist Nick Cardy, pencils and inks, just very, very nice work from him.
This is some of the nicest inking from Cardy I've ever seen. This page is really beautifully inked.
We got Gray Morrow, one of my favorite artists. This is an Adventure Comics 415 Zatanna page. I love his Zatanna.
This is another one that's got a back, trust us. There's a wraparound cover by Jeff Isherwood. This is Namor the Submariner #50. So you got a great Namor and Sue Storm on the front, making out, as they would do from time to time.
This is a Mouse Guard page from Mouse Guard #2. We were informed over the weekend by David Peterson that this is a very unusual straight 4-panel grid page from him. So kind of a unique page and a very early Mouse Guard
Very
page.
early
Great
Mouse
series.
Guard, yeah. David's super nice. So always happy to support David. This is Mirko Kolak. This is the cover to Gunslinger Spawn #34. It's a variant cover, but really beautifully composed. You've got this classic sort of Western motif with Spawn sort of like silhouetted in the background amongst these structures here. Just like really beautiful drawing. A nice like white ink over black. Just very nice Gunslinger Spawn. This is a Brett Booth. This would have been one of the randomly inserted drawings from King Spawn #50. This is one of the nicest ones we've seen. These were incredibly sought after, difficult to get, these blind bag Spawn comics. This is a really good one.
I see, Tom, you're saying that you're going to see every piece in the auction soon. Believe us, this isn't half of it.
It really isn't. And
there's piles all around us of stuff we're not getting to. So
this is the really nice piece that Bill used as an animation of in the opening of our show.
It's
I had to.
cover.
It was cool.
This is more Bianchi, and then Thanos page, also
Bianchi.
Got a bunch of Immonen.
This is Ultimate Spider-Man #117. These the Ultimate Spider-Man, most of the Ultimate covers in general, pencil drawings that were digitally colored. So this is Immonen from Ultimate Spider-Man.
That was the death of Ultimate Green Goblin and Ultimate Hobgoblin. It's important storyline.
All New X-Men by Immonen. This great Starjammers page. This is just a fantastic Wolverine action page from All New X-Men #2 by Immonen. This is Spider-Man Gen 13 cover by Immonen. It's kind of cool. Another team crossover. And this is really wonderful. This is Patsy Walker, Hellcat #3. Just a really beautiful cover of Patsy and a giant wolf.
Got 4 Superman pages by Kurt Swan.
Kurt Swan, Superman. This one's fabulous.
And roulette.
Title page. What's that?
He was playing roulette in that.
Yeah. Was he?
Yeah. There's
there he is.
the page. There's the digging through an entire apartment building
That's the
page.
Superman endorses gambling issue of Superman. And there's another Kurt Swan Superman.
This is a really interesting page. This is from the Assistant Editors Month.
This is one of the greatest comics of all time, with the inventors go on the David Letterman show. The Letterman
pages from this issue are incredibly uncommon. This may be, I think, is one of 2 that's on the market right now. So you just don't see them. It's very cool.
And it's Assistant Editors Month is one of the greatest ideas anybody's ever had. I loved it.
We got.
Skip.
Let's see. We got a couple of really nice Ron Wagner, Andy Kubert covers. We got one from the Nam #29 and one from Punisher #49. Really great inking from Kubert here over Wagner's pencils. Just a really great combination I would not have expected.
I think we've hit enough of this auction. I think what I want to make everybody. Is there anything there that needs to be talked about? I think everybody gets the gist. There's a lot. It's a lot, and the level of quality in this auction is high. So, if we were to show everything worth talking about, we'd be here for another 2 hours. Nobody wants that. But just go to the auction and look at everything. You've still got 9 days.
Yeah, it's next week, Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern time is when the first lot is scheduled to end.
June 25th, next Thursday.
You know how our auctions work. There's the 3-minute extended bidding. Again, there is so much great stuff that we could not get to tonight. Please look through it. You might find your next favorite piece there. We're proud of this one, and I'm looking forward to next week. And we're all reachable,
So if anybody has any questions about anything we've shown or anything that's up for sale, or if they want to talk about consigning stuff to cover something they might want to bid on, that's all good here. Or just logistics, anything bought in this auction can be delivered in San Diego next month.
Importantly,
Free shipping.
Because it coincides, it'll be running, right after San Diego. If you give us stuff soon, we can promote it at San Diego.
Also true.
So that is a good opportunity to get your stuff in front of lots of
we also purposefully set it up so that the deadline to do the catalog for the next auction is after San Diego. So if there's anything you're thinking about consigning or you want to discuss with us in San Diego, we will be there. We will be, I don't know our booth number.
It's like 55 something by the door on the comic book side of the room.
We'll be on the opposite side of the wall from Albert Moy, right next to Mike Berkey, 2 booths away from Mr. Bill Cox. and
Mr. DeTulio and
yes,
Kazra will be there.
Yes. So we'll be ready to talk to anybody there. So happy to discuss potential consignments or potentially consigning to pay for wins. Everything works for me.
Again, Micah, his email is right here. I'm pointing to it. It's on your screen. So if you want to get in touch with him or me, email, or mine is harrisonkay@ComicConnect.com. You can call our office and ask for either of us. We're happy to discuss anything you might need with you.
And I think we're going to close with one last piece because it's pretty funny and it's over there. And it is Dagwood making a Dagwood.
Oh, yes. So this is a Blondie strip from 1955. This is Dagwood going into the kitchen, being told that there are sandwiches, and then realizing that there are small, little, dainty sandwiches, and realizing that really the difference between a small sandwich and a big sandwich is how many of them you stack on top of each other.
So the Dagwood sandwich, named after Dagwood from Blondie. This is Dagwood making a Dagwood.
A relatively early example of a sandwich this large. He'd been making impractical sandwiches for a while, but never one quite this big. So this is cool. This is an important cultural moment here.
Just want to end with a little levity because that's funny.
It is funny.
Sandwiches. There's lots of great comics.
There's a lot of good comic strip art in this auction. It's a lot. Give it a look. Again,
if you have any questions about something that we didn't get to tonight and you just want a little bit more information, we would love to talk about this stuff with you. We just can't be here all night.
I know.
We have to go home.
We understand that we are trying people's patience.
You're not fun. You got to look at a lot of art. We just couldn't look at all the details because we had to go so fast.
I understand. Really fast. But again, thanks to everybody for watching. Thanks to you, Bill, for hosting as always. And we look forward to this auction. We look forward to seeing everybody in San Diego next month, especially the people we didn't just see it in North Carolina a couple days ago. It's a fun time of the year, and we're all excited about it. And I think that's it.
That's sorry for
your biggest.
Everybody, we want to get as much art in front of you as possible.
It's true.
Right. No, but an impressive set. I'll give you that. I mean, I think this is, like you said, we've only scratched the surface of what's in this auction. So you got to head over with the links if you're in the chat a couple times. It's in the show description. Everybody should head over there. I bid on something tonight.
What?
I did.
What? Is that a first?
I don't know. I want to go find out what it is.
I had an account. I didn't even know I had an account. So I must have bid on something once before.
Or at least planned on it.
I
Right,
think
exactly.
you opened an account during one of these before. I think I remember you saying that.
So yeah, we encourage all of you to head on over to ComicConnect.com and check out the auction. And any questions? Micah's email address is on the screen. I made a ticker for Harrison's here. Let me see, where is it? Harrison K. ComicConnect.com.
That's me.
That's pretty high tech right there.
Thank you, Bill.
It's
no problem.
It's almost as high tech as Spencer Beck's website.
If only. All right, everybody. We appreciate you hanging out with us tonight. We'll be back at it tomorrow. It might be a show you guys want to watch too, because it's probably going to be pretty fun. It's Albert Moy in an amateur versus a professional dueling dealer match against Dino and Dan Poddick.
Can
So-
I? Oh, that's a good one. Can I? Is there? Could we like wait? Is this because it's a poly market thing? Can I place wagers on who's going to do the best?
I'm gonna bet
I've
on
finally seen all the art, so there'll be a lot of great art, a lot of great banter, and no matter what, no matter how much art sells, it's going to be entertaining.
Albert will be in a good mood because the Knicks won a championship.
Exactly. If he's not wearing Knicks gear, I'm going to be very disappointed. in him.
I would as well. I might tune into that.
Please do. So that'll be 9:00 tomorrow, everybody. But thank
That
you
sounds like fun.
again, Micah, Harry. Always good seeing you. I'll see you guys in San Diego.
Mhm.
And good night, everybody.
Thanks
Have a
again.
good night.
Thanks again, everybody.
Thanks for joining.